Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Australis Tabletop Wargaming Network. I'm Jack, and I'm super excited to be here saying that we actually do have the stream up and running for you today, covering the last two rounds of the Sydney Sept-ember Slam. So in the wild, players are just pairing up. We're just getting everything set for the round. I'm going to be here, give everyone a chance to flow in a bit, see how everything's going, and then whilst that's going on, I'm just going to run through the top teams that are currently sitting around and see how we are playing.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing?
Got Scotty here on technical support. Very much needed after the performance yesterday, but everything seems to be online now, which I'm very excited about. Touch wood in that regard. I mean,
if you guys are in the Discord, make sure to share it with the Discord ASAP, gentlemen.
Wolf Samurai.
Wolf, welcome in everybody.
All right, so kicking things off for everyone. Once again, we will go through the top teams and those that I consider basically our pack for winning this event currently. Starting things off, we have our only undefeated team of the tournament thus far, which is the Rekroots, seen in round 3 by me. The VOD for that game will be up later, but this team is Daniel Nagai on Necrons, Jackson Barnard, Chaos Demons, Taylor Hill playing Thousand Suns as the captain, Todd Wedmeyer on World Eaters, and Zakk Futura on Blood Angels. And then, so they've put up an impressive performance of 3-0 and remain the only team undefeated thus far. The next team, kicking off at the top of our list, is the O'Neills and their lovers. Very sad not to be on this team, if that is the case. We've got Chris O'Neill, we've got Cooper Fitzgerald, we've got Kirby, and we've got Nathan Bugman and Peter O'Neill, so the two O'Neill brothers together. They have put up an impressive performance of 2 wins, 1 draw. Their draw, I believe, was to Down Under Factory Team Red, if I recall correctly. I'll get that double checked for you. I believe it was Down Under Red. And then Down Under Factory Team Blue comes in at number 3 currently. We are sitting with them. Down Under Factory Team Blue, Casey Bryant, Jordan McGregor, Space Marines, Adepta Sororitas, Luke Greco on Chaos Demons, Oscar Curry on Custodes, Sean Bauman on Leagues of Votan. They have put up, again, that same performance as the O'Neills of 2 wins, 1 draw. Interestingly enough, also in the same round as the other team, so we saw a lot of draws in round 2. Next team, kicking off, and our final team at 2-0-1 is the Glen 20 Nils. So I believe they are sitting around. I believe this is Alex's team, if memory serves me well. Yep, Alex Anglezos playing Adeptus Mechanicus, James Middleton on Tyranids, Nathan Princey on World Eaters, Richard Hill on Death Guard, and Woody on Space Wolves. All right, so as we kick off into the rounds, I'm just going to go over what the tournament's going to look like today, what we're expecting to see, and go from there. So this round is going to be mission-wise, I believe. What do we got? We have Crucible of Battle, Terraform, and Stalwarts. So Crucible of Battle, I will pull up for those watching our wonderful, wonderful stream, just so that everyone can get an idea. But as I do, I'll just explain Terraform, because it's one of the new Pariah Nexus missions. We haven't really seen an equivalent to it, which is kind of cool in my mind. So just quickly, Crucible of Battle, for those unaware, is going to look like basically corner to halfway up the board. It's very much a sloped hammer and anvil kind of format in that regard. We've got 3 objectives in the middle to fight over. one objective in each opponent's home field. Now, the way terraforming works is at the end of each of your turns, other than battle round 1, or during your shooting phase, you can declare an action on an objective that you control. If at the start of your next turn, you still hold that objective and that unit is still alive, you get 2 points every command phase for the rest of the game, which means there is a massive scoring potential for early terraforms, and it's going to create a lot of mid-board pressure in a mission where both players can comfortably cross into the board. So expect to see aggressive teams benefiting from this, and oftentimes you're going to see armies like anything that's generally conservative, even Tau, a few other bits and pieces can just have to force themselves sometimes to respond to terraforming threats. Notably as well with terraforming, what we see is a couple of armies are really well equipped to deal with terraforming as a mission. Armies like Wolf Jail, anything that's designed to pin their opponent in for one turn, that can often be the turn required to take all 3 actions for terraform, because you can do all 3 of them in the same turn if you have units to do so, at which point you're scoring an additional 6 points of primary every turn without doing anything. Even if tabled, still score 6 points. And importantly, if you've terraformed an objective, your opponent can't terraform it. So I reckon we're going to see a lot of conflict over the midboard. This mission really incentivizes it. You kind of need it to get full primary to begin with anyway. Hello. And
We're good to go for pairings.
Yeah. And I've just been given the go-ahead. I believe we're about to cut to pairings. So I will run my mouth a bit more, but we are going to cut over to playing microphones when we can and get you guys into the action. Our first team pairing for us today will be the Rekroots, as discussed, Taylor Hill's team, versus Down Under 40k Factory. Oh no, against, I believe, Factory Blue. Let's get a double check for that. Apologies for everyone. It is that early in the morning that I'm still processing my brain a little bit. Thankfully, it seems like our internet is holding, which is amazing news. It's always wonderful to see everyone online and well as we kick into the round. So pairings for the round, we will be playing the Rekroots versus Down Under Factory Team Blue. So the moment I can, I will cut you guys over to pairings in that regard. Okay, while they're pairing,
Starting.
yeah, I don't. Apologies, everyone. Technology seems to be interfering. I just appear to be having a slight issue with the playing microphones. However, I can definitely provide some running commentary over the pairings as they kick off if need be. Apologies for that. Normally we do like to get the player captain insights, but we are going to see First Defender. For those who maybe haven't tuned into a teams tournament before and maybe missed our preview on Monday, what I'll run through for you is basically how the pairing structure operates for 5-person teams. Each team will have 5 players running 5 different lists. Can't cross over on codexes in this regard. And when that happens, each team will roll off to see who gets the first pick of tables, importantly, because there are 5 different tables. We run with 2 heavy, 1 light, or 1 heavy, 3 medium, 1 light.
2 heavy, so 1 super heavy, 1 heavy, 2 medium, and 1 light.
Yeah, and in that process, obviously, picking table can be very important for certain armies. It can change matchups very distinctly. For example, If you're playing against a gunline army as a fast melee army, having a very heavy table can be very beneficial. Thank you. And kicking on with that process, both players will drop down what we call a defender normally. So traditionally, an army that they consider is going in, going to be paired into whatever it gets, and will score points. Still nothing. So we'll often see an army designed to potentially score into pretty much any scenario. Not big, again, friendly reminder, teams tournaments are one of those matchups that are quite bizarre where you actually, sometimes losing a game well is the difference between, your team overall winning and losing. So occasionally there is a lot of strategy to that. Defender lists tend to be those that are designed to go in, take 8 points in WTC, and hopefully sustain in that regard. Now, when a defender goes down, the opposition team will put down 2 lists. These are generally considered attacker lists for the purposes of discussion, and I'll refer to them henceforth as such. Attacker lists are designed to go in and crush enemy lists. So these are your lists that I would be looking to go in. These are the lists you start seeing games like 80 to 25 with. These big, heavy-hitting lists that are designed to target certain things. So often you'll see this really interesting mix between defenders that are designed to almost be a bulwark, and then attackers.
Oh, there goes the lapel mic, ladies and gentlemen.
I can hear me.
Yeah.
Is that deliberate? Yeah, and what we're also talking through when we talk attack defender is that beautiful confluence. Importantly, that will happen once. The defender will pick which of the attacker lists that they want to be fighting. The other list gets sent back to the team. Then we get 2 pairings. We do that process once more, and you may notice that there would be 2 lists hanging around at the end there. Those 2 lists pair into each other. As we saw in the recording of round 3 yesterday, which I've seen, you guys are going to see when it can get up onto YouTube, and I assure you, amazing game. We actually see a lot of strategy pinned to putting the right army into the 5th. So in the case of the last game, we saw a matchup of Thousand Suns into World Eaters, which was a really rough matchup for Ethos, World Eaters. Thousand Suns are really well equipped to deal with World Eaters, and this is a matchup that was a contribution to them actually losing that round. I can pull up the exact in a moment, but yeah, we saw a very, we did see a loss there. Ethos into Ethos into Rekroots, which was difficult, unfortunately. This is one of the parts about pairings that's so interesting, is even if you've got a stacked team, if you pair wrong, it can be really detrimental. So it's a good thing to keep in mind throughout this process. If you're sitting there at home going, well, geez, I don't know the first thing about how pairings should go and what list is good and bad in certain circumstances, don't worry, that's where I come in. I'll be your friendly guide throughout this entire process, and hopefully I will be able to share some insights into what I think is going on with their pairings, who's coming out on top of the pairings, and we should be going from there.
You getting player audio?
Getting static.
It's just static?
Yeah. Apologies while we are figuring out that mic issue for the players. Do you just want to get them to kick off?
Yeah.
I'm happy to... Okay. Sorry. Very different to the usual Australis Tabletop Wargaming Network standards. Because I'm the one that gets to boss Scotty around a little bit today. So, Scotty is just telling players that they may begin pairing, and I will run through it with you as we go. So stay tuned for that, and then from there, if anyone sees a particular pairing that they're interested in, or armies, let me know. We'll try and put it on stream for everyone. Okay. So Teams are just collaborating right now. I can see them to my right, just discussing their loose plan of attack. I can tell you for an absolute fact that Rekroots yesterday ended up putting down, I've got their pairings from yesterday, so a bit of a spoiler for round 3. They put down Blood Angels as their first defender, which was a really nice, like interesting all-comers. An example of putting down a bit more of an attacker army that they feel can go into just about everything. And then they ate T-Suns as a defender. So I'm curious to see if the strategy from round 3 transfers over to round 4. This is not always the case. Most teams do occasionally vary up their play in this regard, and we may see a different defender. We may also see them play with the same tactic. This is one of the subtle joys of teams, is that there is so many interesting confluences going on with the affair. So we shall see. Okay, as we get that sorted out, it appears players are just discussing for the minute, and we will hopefully get some pairings up ASAP. All right. In terms of some loose predictions, look, when I just stare immediately at the armies on display, we've got, for Down Under Factory Team Blue, we have Space Marines. Unsure which detachment, so we will go into the list. Go into the list for everyone. It appears to be Space Marines, just Gladius, Apothecary Biologus. Yeah, completely generic Marines. There's no specific chapter, any particular chapter ticks to it. It's just Apothecary Biologus, Captain Gravis, GGCRs. Cool. So, generic Marines, Adepta Sororitas, piloted by ATC, New South Wales ATC's Jordan McGregor. So, very, very talented Sisters player on a very, very good codex. I would be expecting to see this list going in as one of those potential attackers. It has a lot of very good mission play at the moment and can just absolutely dominate a board state when it wants to. We've got Luke Greco and Chaos Demons, so both teams rocking around with Demons today. Bit of a repeat of our round 3 in that regard. We have
Jordan. And all the stratagems. When will you accept that it's okay to tell the truth? All the stratagems are different.
All right, good news. It appears we have player microphones.
No, they actually added some words.
Added some words, okay.
No, they actually changed them too.
So I will quit my yammering just after reading off, and Leagues of Votan being the final and Custodes. I'm going to kick off and let the players talk. Hopefully we'll hear the discussion of how they're going into the pairings process.
Would you like to roll the VB dice, sir?
You can go first.
Scott, do you want it in the tray, or it doesn't matter for this? The dice roll? Like, I know some people are really... The tray.
Not the tray, or the dice roll between captains.
Okay. Go on, Sean.
2.
Getting a 2. Where's my royal dice roller? There you go.
Oh, the royal dice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
My liege. My liege.
Yes! 5. Let's go.
What was that? That's why I picked you.
Yeah, I offered a 5.
Wow.
I offered nothing
There you are,
else
good
to the
sir.
team.
That was
I just
really
have the
confident.
magic fingers for dice rolling.
It's more just had the plan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. All right, so World Eaters against Sisters. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay. What a shocking surprise.
Yeah, imagine asking me at lunch why there was a decision and then taking that into the marriage.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're scared of me, Todd. I am. Are you kidding? You know, you were actually the one match I was like, it could go badly because of the event. Yeah, it could, but it shouldn't.
Okay.
If you just roll nothing but once for miracle.
There you go, friends.
There's your 2. Thank you. Let's
That's
keep
for
those
you.
separate.
Yeah, let's keep those separate. Okay. Demons or Stodes? Much better.
You probably want to keep that one.
Okay, so
we
we
have
can
another
just do
custodian.
Yes.
As long as I get the map, it's fine.
Yeah, cool. And you also
Yeah.
probably
Should be fine.
There-
We'll find out. It'll either be real bad or real fine.
Just double check because there's no.
But I think you wanted to keep that for
one case as well.
actually. But I'm indifferent.
Most of it. Yeah, most of it.
I like honestly, I don't mind it. If you think that's better, help.
Yeah,
hold it.
Whatever.
Yes.
So just Jack cutting in quickly to discuss the initial defenders. We've seen Sisters go down as a defender. I think this is a really good choice. I think Sisters don't really have any bad matchups. They have like maybe one orange floating around in there somewhere if I'm being real. So putting them down as a defender is almost a certainty to pick up something that they're going to want to fight. And then World Eaters as an option is another really good choice. I know yesterday there was a bit of struggle pairing around them, so putting them out first, early, just getting it out of the way, good way of ensuring a nice pressure matchup. World Eaters on Terraform are going to want to have a good matchup. They are one of those armies that's very good at pressuring that early Terraform. So I'll cut to the players as they discuss their next sequence, and we reveal which is selected as attacker.
And then let's just pick out.
It's a beautiful combination of confidence and ignorance. Like if you get them right together.
Yeah, M2. Yeah, cool.
That one's for me.
That's
Thank
for
you,
you.
good sir.
Alrighty. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Ah, yes.
Sisters and angles. Put them to the side like that.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Which should be the other way.
That way.
Should be like that.
No, you want them facing that way.
Oh, facing that way? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
Pick the map, good sir.
Yep.
You've got first map pick.
Yep, so we're choosing for this one.
Just saying, when you get to the attackers, just make sure you flip the cards like you're doing now, so that they can actually see.
Yeah, that's what I was
Some teams
spinning.
have been missing it.
No,
Oh, we did it
we
the wrong way,
knew
did we?
this would
Sorry.
happen.
No, you did it
Yeah.
the right way. But I think some teams just have it when they got to the end.
Alright, so
actually
we
showing
just
the
choose
flip.
M2?
But you're showing the flip. I think it's just
Okay, so we're going to take like the medium 2, and what I'm referring to is this one here. It's the one with the blocked lines here, so it's the one with the double crates in the center.
Medium 10, I believe. Is
Yeah,
that
that's correct. So we're
the right
going
one?
to take that.
So
yeah, so I go.
Alright, while the players discuss terrain in specifics, I'll run it through. Noticing in the chat we have Flame Scion. Hello, Flame Scion. Hello there. It has been quite a while. I know personally for myself, I'm so excited to get back on stream. It feels like it's been over a year since I've actually been on network in a streaming capacity, and I'm super excited to bring you guys today this game. Whichever one of the 5 we end up selecting, so we'll see. Again, we've seen Blood Angels into Sisters. That's going to be an interesting matchup for me. I think Sisters have the tools to pierce through, especially with Jordan's mono tank build on Sisters with Hallowed Martyrs. That could be really, really, really nasty. But Blood Angels also do have a lot of punching power, so we will see. World Eaters into Demons as well. Let me pull up Luke's list and see what he is rocking around with, because that may determine how we feel about that pairing. I believe, if I recall correctly from looking around the other day, Luke is running a lot of big monsters. So Bloodthirster, the Great Unclean One, Keeper of Secrets, Shalaxi Hellbane, Celeste, unit of Plague Bearers, 2 units of Flesh Hounds, and that's it. It's just big monsters, which can create a bit of an interesting stance for World Eaters. They like killing. Often their strength isn't necessarily the best, so they may actually get bogged up in the demons and the flexibility of mobility demons have access to. So we will see. It will be really interesting in that regard, as both players pick their tables. In this case, again, reminder for everyone in terms of how the pairings process works. The Sisters of Battle will be the first army to determine their table. And then the World Eaters will pick from the set of 5. Each table is somewhat different. The 3 mediums do still have different terrain layouts in the middle, which can encourage certain plays, and some armies will be better on each table than others. Now, as we see, both teams are cutting to their defenders, so I might cut back to them just so that they can show off what their opinions are on that critical 3rd pivot turn.
No, you didn't. Yeah, cool. So we just do the same thing again, and we just reverse it.
So the camera's a bit foggy right there, but I can tell you that we have Thousand Suns and Votan going down for both teams. So we have down under 40k blue dropping Votan, and we have Thousand Suns, which, for the astute viewer, will mean that we have in the flight, we have Space Marines and Custodes as the attackers for Thousand Suns. And going over to our wonderful Rekroots team, that will mean that, as we can probably see soon, we are going to have... if Rekroots can come up anytime soon. That's always a bit of the challenge, the Rekroots. Are we going to see Necrons and, by the looks of things, Demons? Okay.
So you've got, yep.
Yeah, just let me have a look at them.
Yeah, right. Because yours are different.
Jackson. Jackson. So we have these two remaining. Yes. So you're either going to play on one of these. I will take whatever the other one is. It doesn't matter for you. You're going to take this one, and there's going to be a bridging point. So,
I have not confirmed with the lads. Gentlemen, is there anyone who just doesn't want to be on stream?
Thousand Suns. I'm here. If you want a more interesting matchup, I'd take them. Because
I mean, they'll take that into consideration, but they just want to know before they start picking.
something else for me.
I can't be anywhere with Jackson.
Sorry?
I can't be anywhere because I'm playing Jackson.
Yeah,
Correct.
I would take this.
Luke? You don't mind? Yep.
Up to you.
Scotty, we're all good. Everyone's fine. Yeah.
I prefer not to be on stream.
Preference? Yeah. What's the next one?
So we'll go Blood Angel Sisters then.
So basically, I'm going to put you on this table.
They may have already started setting up elsewhere.
All right, so we will be a bit of a delicate discussion there, just figuring out which matchup to hand. It's one of my favorite parts about teams, is that we get so many different options on the cards. In this case, we are going to see Blood Angels versus Sisters of Battle. Super exciting, given the fact that Sisters of Battle have just gotten a new codex, and Jordan is one of the premier Sisters players. So expect to see a bit of a masterclass on how this army can function. What I will do for you is I'm going to start pulling up all of our data for this, but in that process, we're going to run through the lists and have a bit of a discussion as everything gets set up. So thank you for everyone who's tuning in. Obviously, it has been a bit of a hectic weekend in terms of scheduling and streaming. We do apologize for yesterday. Unfortunately, the internet has been all over the joint down here in Padstow. However, right now we're maintaining a nice current stream, and I should be good to bring you what should be a very, very exciting game between Zakk and Jordan. Okay, so what we'll do quickly is we'll just run through those lists. As I alluded to, Jordan's got a pretty spicy Sisters of Battle list as far as I have seen. Jordan's been playing Sisters for a while, and you are probably going to witness what I think is a brilliant themed army. He runs an army of Cornate Sisters, and I think they just look absolutely amazing on the tabletop. Okay. So while I pull this up, let's go through the list. We are looking at Hallowed Martyrs, so the original detachment for Sisters of Battle. We have a Canoness, one of them as Saintly Example. We have another Canoness, all with Inferno Pistols. Oh no, all different. Blessed Blade Inferno Pistol, Contemner Bolt Gun, and Chainsaws of Brazier. All over the joint with his war gear there, that's nice and cool. We have a Dialogus, a Moran Val, Triumph of St. Catherine, Immolator, Castigators with autocannons, 3 of those. We have 3 Exorcists and a unit of Paragon Warsuits. Now, you may be sitting there looking at me going, that's an awful lot of characters, Jack. He doesn't have any infantry squads to lead them, and you would be correct. This is one of the more interesting developments that have come out of Sisters of Battle recently, is that people have started playing the Canonesses and the Dialogos as really good action monkey pieces. So they are, Dialogos is 30 points, doesn't really do much, has a couple of core abilities, but at the end of the day is just a 30-point model that can drop down and do an action. Likewise, the Canonesses, 50-point model that can drop down and do an action. Where they're particularly interesting as well is once per game in a phase, they can get a 2-up invul for that phase, which is super, super useful when it wants to be. It means that they can stick around often to hold actions in ways that they normally wouldn't. Jordan's list also has the ability to resurrect these characters, which makes them exceedingly difficult to pick apart and get rid of when you want to. You have to kill them across 2 different phases, one of which presumably they'll have a 2-up invul during, and they can resurrect, or they can choose not to. It forces a whole bunch of commitment errors. Otherwise, the rest of the list, what we're seeing is just vehicular damage. Castigators, really nasty, especially giving extra AP to units after they've painted them with their tank. Exorcists, really efficient out of line of sight shooting. Obviously it has gotten a lot worse, but still premier indirect fire in the game right now. And Paragon Warsuits are just nowhere near as flexible. They've lost their fallback and charge, so they can get pinned down a little more, but still a really efficient source of damage. I would expect to see this list just go in and try and basically rip and tear with hulls. Now, importantly, 2 of the characters will have to start in the immolators, otherwise they will be destroyed. So look out for that and where they're positioned. As we move on to Zakk's list. So Zakk is playing Blood Angels, whom we saw in round 2. They've been a very popular faction at the moment. Sons of Sanguinius. We'll start off the list with Martyrs and the Sanguinor. We've got a captain with jump pack, just plasma pistol power fist. We've got a sanguinary priest with jump pack. We have an intercessor squad, just grenade launcher, plasma pistol power fist, standard loadout. Assault intercessors with jump packs. We've got 1, 2, 3 squads of 5 there. We have what looks to be 2 squads of Death Company, 110, 1 5-man, all with Inferno Pistol Power Fist. We've got an Infiltrator squad, classical 12-inch deep strike blocker, really good denial tool. Got a team of Sanguinary Guard, and we have a Scout squad, 3 Scout squads. You got to take Scout squads in a Space Marine list these days. They're one of the most efficient little points units in the game. 55 points just gets you the ability to uppy downy every turn, infiltrate, scout, just you name it. Even their 2 wounds T4 for 55 points. They're just awesome. Then we have a Vanguard vet squad to pull it out. So lots of big combat units. Expect to see those Death Company try and absolutely tear apart. One of the things that this game will be interesting for, though, is that Blood Angels can be very fragile to shooting. Especially Exorcists. Cover will help, but they are going to have to be very careful and cagey in terms of how the game performs, especially with Terraform. One of the things that may be very interesting here is that I would expect to see Jordan do a lot of tricky things with Terraform in terms of using Canonesses and various bits to draw out units. Blood Angels really, really like having all of their units for lack of a better term. Like, it's a trade army. Both are, to be fair. This Sisters build less so than the normal, but what we're going to see is these weird cases where it's not going to be a case of, oh, this Death Company squad wiped out this tank, that's a huge trade. We're actually going to see this Death Company squad is forced to go deal with a Canoness, otherwise it's going to Terraform. That's where I think a lot of this game is going to be held, in these back and forth tit for tat, keeping each other honest with terraforms and bits and pieces. So we should have the game up and running soon. Lovely to see everyone in chat. We may cut over to the players as they just discuss and kick off, as I'll set in the rest of the game. But if you have any questions about the lists, let me know. I can run through them again. A friendly reminder to those who missed the early part of the stream, we will be playing Terraform as the mission with Stalwarts. which is fallback and shoot for battle line units. Or fallback in action, sorry. Or shoot in action, my apologies. So shoot in action, not amazingly relevant for both armies here, but may come up with functionality. I don't believe Jordan actually is running any battle lines, so it's a moot point there, and if I recall correctly, yep, there is a single unit of battle line here in the Intercessor sections, so may not be the largest ability to come up. The deployment zones for today will be... sorry, I'm having an absolute mind blank while I'm looking for things. Crucible of Battle. That's the one. I knew I had it in there somewhere. So just for those that haven't seen that before, or it's been a while, we are going to see basically corner triangle deployment, halfway up the board, all the way to a corner. Often what we're going to see from armies is a distinct push on their thick corner. So in this case, blue on the bottom corner, red on the top. Tend to see an evolution that way, just because you can deploy more of a concerted force down there, whereas you do end up with a very thin force in the top corner of your board. So expect to see pushes going forward and up for red and down for blue, with the contest being the mid-board. That's going to be the critical one. Anyone who can land the terraforming there, or terraforming in general, will score a lot of points. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough of me running through. I'm going to cut you over to the players and see where they're at with deployment and setup.
Let's do it the other way around. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Indeed. Mine's not going in yet.
That. Just slightly touching. Great. That line up with that.
That's not going in.
Do you want to give it a crack? Make sure they're all lined
Not
up.
just me, like, it doesn't want to go.
No, it's just a tight fit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, beautiful.
And then that one, and we'll be good to go. Done. And we need some crates. That's fine. Lines up with the deployment zone. Yeah, it's touch.
So we're not really going to be using this ruin anyway.
Yeah. Not too.
I mean, what?
Sort of, yeah.
So we're saying it like cuts off like here at this bit there. You were saying just for vehicles and stuff to get past it, like.
I mean, for, like, it won't actually matter because I can actually fit past anyway, but like obviously this footprint, just looking at the map normally, is like that much shorter.
Yeah.
So if you're happy, we'll just be able to go through the corners if it matters. And obviously anything that yours needs to do that. That's it. There. That's that. That's in the middle. Got that. Slightly. Done. That's done. I just need that one. Is there a footprint for that one?
Yes.
Maybe this one? Is that going to be too big? Maybe. That's okay. Along the deployment. Very cool. Something like that. It's like yours. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Sick. Happy with that? Alright, let's have a quick squeeze at your stuff. So stratagems, no advance in charge. I assume you've got a stratagem to hit extra hard when you do get into combat?
Yeah, so I've got one for Lance and Lethal.
Yep. All good. So Lance and Lethals, you've got a 6-inch consolidation.
Yes.
Any other janky ones?
Fall back in charge.
Fall back in charge,
for a
yeah,
CP.
makes sense.
There's no other real jank. There's like one where I can get re-rolls against you, but I've got so
I've got to
many-
kill a character or something, right? Or is
Yeah,
it-
it's killing a character, but like it's not something I've ever actually actively
So if I
used.
kill a character though, you can make a unit reroll into,
Yes.
and you've got Death Company that reroll hits anyway, so I assume why it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
The other two strats?
So we've got 6-inch consolidate, armor of contempt.
Yep.
And fall back in charge, armor of contempt, 6-inch consolidate. Shit. Lance and lethals. Rerolls. Cool. Honestly.
I mean, they're obviously not relevant if you
it's-
can't
it's-
remember them. Main thing is...
It's going to be either super obvious and I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
But as soon as it, like, I'll tell you as soon as it comes to me. But yeah, no.
All
there's-
good.
The real tricky ones is just the fallback in charge, the 6-inch consolidate.
Yep.
Fallback in charge. Lance,
Yeah, fall back in charge and consolidate are mainly jank. If you're going to hit me harder, obviously, you know,
Exactly.
you're going to hit me harder. I don't think there's anything
Those
too
are
worried
generally
about.
the ones that I'm rotating between though.
Yep. No worries. Just going to move this off so I can measure the... I'm just going to start measuring this deployment zone if that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
So you're over there and I'm over here.
Just getting on my prep.
Alrighties. Let's get this absolute. And so the list itself,
Yes.
Sanguinius goes in reserves, comes into a combat,
Yep.
fights first.
Yes, fights first, but it's at the end of your charge phase.
Yep.
So, and then it's engagement.
It's getting to engagement,
It doesn't
yeah,
need
yeah.
to be face to face or anything.
That's right. Lucky I have no real combat. I mean, if I charge with VAR, it's interesting. 10 Death Company, 2x10.
1x10, 1x5.
Yep.
The 10 man running with Lamartes for the -1 damage and lethals.
Yep. So 10 man, -1 damage,
Yep.
and lethals.
All Power Fist and Inferno Pistol for the Death Company. Everything that I've got is just the same layout, just for ease of consistency.
Yep.
Models and that. So then we've got the 10 Vanguard Veteran Brick.
Yep.
So essentially, Vanguard vets, they're going to have the blue weapons.
Yep.
Just to make it easy. The jump
Are they
successes.
Power Fist actually, or are they like Vanguard vet weapons or
Heirloom
something?
weapons.
Heirloom weapons. There's like heaps of volume at strength 5 or something, right?
It's 50 attacks on the charge for the 10.
Yep.
That's 721.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah. And then some 6 attacks from the priest as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
so
the priest gives them a feel no pain, I'm guessing.
5 up, feel no pain.
Yep.
And
Do you res or at all, just feel no pain? So 10 man Van Vets.
And extra AP, sorry.
Cool.
So that's how it gets.
So 10 man Van Vets are going to be feel no pain.
Yep.
10 man Death Company are going to be -1 damage.
Six
Sanguinary
up
Guard are
defense.
just durable because they've got a 3 up save or 2 up save.
2 up save.
Sanguinary does his thing. Captain with jump pack. Anything special?
No, nothing
Free
really special.
straps because he's a captain?
He gives it, yes, -1 strat, but he also gives +1 strength on the charge, so I get +3 strength on the charge, which is kind of cool for strength.
Is he the one that goes like Super Saiyan once per game? Does
Nah,
heat
that's the
attack?
foot captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And he goes with something, I guess.
So essentially, he'll be running with the Sangard,
Yep.
just to give him access to like 1 CP, 5 on death.
Yeah, no worries.
Sang Priest will be going with the Vanguard Veterans for the Field Pain.
Yep.
And then we've got the Martyrs here with the 10
Yeah, and then just a bunch of stuff.
bunch of
So
chaff.
10 man Van Vets,
Yep.
-1, 10 man Death Company
Yep.
with
5
Feel
up.
No...
6 up Feel No Pain.
6 up Feel No Pain, yeah.
Yep.
And -1 damage.
Yep.
A reduced CP for the captain, and then just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so three units of scouts, 3 units of jump boys.
Cool, no worries.
Traders, bunch of stuff.
Sick.
69 models.
Perfection. Let us. Do you want to measure out deployment zone and we'll do attacker defender?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
We should probably check with Jack how much time we have if he has the timer. Jack, do you have the round timer? How long do we put on a clock? Do you have the round timer? As in how long we have, now that we probably need to put it on a clock? Cool. Since we're starting late. Attacker defender anyway, in the meantime we can work out. 4.
Will do.
Attacker defender. So I got a 4.
I got a 4.
Hey, we're already starting with the jewel. I got a 1.
2.
Would you like to drop first or second? I've got no infiltrate, no scout.
I'll let you drop first. So just to let you know, you pretty much guessing that Sanguinius, he's going in.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, reserve
And I'll
defense.
also be starting 10-man death company with the Martyrs and deep strike.
Yep. Makes sense. Reserve on these nerds. Do I have 10 minutes? Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, so I'll just quickly do a drop then. Draw and hurry that. They definitely do that. Everything else goes on. That goes in that. That goes in one of those. Probably just do it anyway. Check it one of those. Actually, that's fine. So, I'll do my first drop.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's already started. Sick. So reserves, I'll just leave it off on this tray so you can see it, but it's going to be Val and
I'm going to do the same over here.
We're both playing Rapid Ingress Spoony.
Hell yeah.
I've goobed it, but that's alright. We'll sort out the clocks after.
So to me, you said? I drop?
Yep.
Cool. We're just going to do some infiltrators.
Do you need to measure?
Yeah, we'll do.
Oh, because you got scouts, so they can drop.
Yeah.
Yep. Scouty boys.
Oh, this is one of the ones with the deployments on it, isn't it?
Diagonal, yeah. Oh, with it on it? No, it doesn't have that diagonal. I think it got printed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Cool, so that's yours.
Yeah, but it's corner to middle, right?
And
so
I'll sort this back out so that it goes.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Because now it's actually oriented the right way for the clock.
Cool.
But I've just got my next one, so I'll put it back to you.
Sweet. We'll go.
I'm assuming tack as well.
Yeah.
Sure, you don't want to just go bring it down and let me hide all game? Dig.
You know, you're really making me not think about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty D here. Great to have you all joining us. Darren, thank you so much for the resub as well. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys are going to look forward to this game. It should be really, really solid between these two gentlemen. I'm just jumping in for a second whilst Jack is jumping away.
No, we're not bringers, so it's just stuff.
So we're at pre-game right now. Working on some deployment for each players.
You're just playing honest 40k.
Just honest 40k, my friend. Just honest 40k with a whole bunch of indirect spend.
Yes.
Honest 40k.
Seems like I forgot about that already.
So hopefully the mic should be a bit better now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this game develops between these two players. It's great to be able to see Jordan back on stream with a really interesting Sisters build, running majority vehicles, 3 Exorcists with 3 Castigators, with the St. Catherine in there as well. But then on top of that, you've also got Zakk's Blood Angels in there, which you guys haven't gone through the lists with Jack would know that there's a lot of Assault Intercessors in this list. There's 3 units of 5 in there. You've got lots of Death Company, Sangard, Vanguard Vets. It's all combat all the time from the Blood Angels. So it'll be really intriguing to see how it all goes. Just going to turn back to the players as well. Ash Thompson on YouTube, welcome in. We do have the stream going on both platforms, ladies and gentlemen. Jack's just doing a little bit of a walk around at the moment. I hope you guys are all enjoying
the coverage does appear to be working quite well for what we are wanting today, thankfully. So we are still going through some deployment here. St. Catherine being deployed at that back ruin, as you can see. To answer your question, Ash, probably one of the best Sisters players in the country. Jordan is the current top player for Sisters in the South Pacific ITC.
Intercessors.
And so not super surprised by the fact that he is able to utilize that in his list design for teams. And teams allows him to run this kind of skew of a list at this stage of the game as well, having their codex and everything. So
just checking out within 9 of this objective for a disembark. And it's back to you.
Sweet. Do a unit of scouts.
Yar. So, I'm going to do 24 anyway, that's fine. Sick.
Cool. Over to you.
Nine. Outside of 24, you'll jump packs if you're on the line.
So essentially with this one, my intent's just to be able to move it back behind the wall.
And I assume, yeah. Sick. So 6-inch clears and has space?
Yep.
Easy peasy.
Sure. Plenty. Beautiful. Over to you.
Sick. Cool, so we're outside of 24, so that's fine. We'll chuck a Cassie, and then back to you.
Cool. We'll go another unit of scouts. What's going on over here?
All these scouts, my friend.
Yeah.
Give me no prisoners turn one, please.
No.
Oh, well, fair enough. Understandable.
Very decisive. Cool. Go.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Exact same gist.
Yeah, be able to get back.
That way, or move forward, yeah.
Yep. Keep in mind, obviously, I can move and be able to see that whole footprint. If I just chuck a cast to get here.
I'll just move behind it.
Oh, yeah, sick. Okay, yeah, easy. All right, over to me. Start this last little casting. Oh, don't bump that nerd. Chuck that in there. And back to you.
How many more drops do you have?
Just one.
Just
more
one?
casting. Just gotta get that orientation right. Not knocking that. Just so that I don't have to pivot.
I'm just going to put them on the top floor, but they're just going to be on the bottom floor just for ease.
I'm assuming we're never going to be actually on the top floor. Maybe you will be.
You know what? I was having a chat to Taylor about it, and
yeah,
there is some interesting stuff you can do if,
like
on the third floor.
If you're like into Angron and he can't charge you.
Yeah.
But like into me, you're not going to be. No. Actually, if you go to the third floor, Bar can't charge you.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Just sit up there and wave at her.
Hello. Had Blood Crushers charge me, do impact mortals, and take me off the second floor with to pull out. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Sick. I'll just do that last drop. Gonna put it within 6 of the try-yard, just to get some movements.
So if I start placing my Sangard here,
yep,
and just like behind all this stuff, you shouldn't really have too much of a way to get to me first turn, should you?
Not first turn. I mean, indirects, AP3.
Of course, yeah.
They're 2 wins each?
2 wins each.
Yep. Are they're not that choppy anymore, hey? They're mostly just durable? Bit of A, bit of B?
Honestly, yeah, I guess, but still, it's just a T4 2-up body still, you know?
Yep.
They do drop pretty quickly.
No worries. Alright, I've got no scouts, I'm going to remove all these. Reserve was the 10-man, just the 10-man and Sanguinius?
Yep.
Cool. How dare you thread me with rapid ingresses?
Hey, you're doing the same thing, buddy.
Yeah, but I don't scream, buddy. I mean, I can, just not well.
Do it.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Buddies.
Very cool. So that is your Van Vet.
Van Vet's same guy.
Yep. All right.
And then I've just got one squad of Death Company.
Yo. If you want to be off the footprint, you just treat it as like a rectangle.
Yeah.
No, I mean like treat it as though that is an actual rectangle. So just don't be in the insert.
That part.
Yeah.
So I'll just shuffle this back.
Yeah, just treat it as like a rectangular footprint.
Sweet,
I think
man.
is the easiest. But like, tell me your intent anyway.
Yeah, cool, man. Sounds good. My intent is to treat it like a rectangle. All right, bro. That's
Sick.
me.
Not first. Ah, first.
Good luck, have fun, bro.
Thanks, mate. You want to do your scouts? I'll just leave it on your clock while you scout. And then
Yeah, I'd love to.
I will go over.
Cool.
So we're just going to go. So my auras are always going to be movement and reroll ones to wound, unless I tell you otherwise. Just to keep it easy.
I like it easy.
Me too. I'll aim for the box next time, Jack, I promise. But I don't keep my promise. You're good.
Let me just squeeze past you, my man.
Yep. I'll just quickly show you this.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So Jordan's going first here, and he doesn't want to be going first right now. Not too surprised that he does not want to be going first. It means he's got to expose his tanks in a turn. Then Zakk will have an opportunity to respond.
Alrighty, so I can do extend.
So really,
there's definitely no point in doing engage because we can't.
I've got no reactive to anything you do, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. Auras. 10 already goes there.
so I'll just go get the secondaries from Jordan.
To clear the back. And 4 to clear the whole and so I probably need front over there. Which means she wants to be here. Which means she needs to move to. Extend and engage. Extend and a CP. Alright, so let's start doing some stuff. So the lady that we put here with the 9s is going to disembark. Pop out. And look at that. Hey! Extend. She'll probably start Terraform as well. Terraform. And engage, I'm just going to discard now because there's no way to get to that table quarter this turn for a CP. Very cool. Other things that want to move. So she wants to end there. That to that. So maybe that. If it doesn't get there, that's fine. But she needs to be there, so that all needs to move out of the way. And what are we worrying about? So if I go there, jump pack. Is there any way to get +1 to charge or anything for jump pack boys? We'll go there anyway.
What you see is what you get.
We'll give you a 10-hit charge for your Death Company if you want it.
Lovely.
And just stage up for the middle. No point going into the middle because you just kill stuff anyway. And that can just stage up there. It's already pretty chillin'. Pretty chillin'. Pretty chillin'. That is very happy there. Just a bit of a pivot. It's got 12 inches of movement with me keeping it near Triumph. Outside of 24 of all the scary boys, 25 for them, 6, so that's fine. Fine. And her base touches, so this one can just go occupy this space. Occupy that space. We are well outside of that. So 6. Actually got to do 1.5. because we're 4.5 wide, just so that when I do my other 4.5, the holy in there. Do some shooting.
Scary.
Move a bit further back because Death Company charging is not my favourite. Obviously, keep the building on the footprint would be nice. So 11-inch charge for Death Company. Can see some of the Death Company. You can see the veteran boys.
Yes.
Trump actually doesn't need to get here anymore because he's not going to fit on that base. So we'll just do an advance. You're going to roll me an advance in that box over there. Thank God.
4.
4. So 7. 7 plus 3 plus 4. We got another 7. Thank you, my friend.
No worries.
And just on over there, again, we're just trying to get charged. So we're outside of 24 of Death Company. That is fine. Immolator. So 2.5 to go there.
Just don't forget there are 5 scouts in that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Like I can't stop them. I don't intend to.
Oh, just more because I know that they're a little bit hidden.
Yeah, no. That, like, fortunately, there's little windows here I can see them. So it just means
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Open the eyes. Sometimes they'll work.
We just want to stay outside of that 24-inch charge again. You're sensing a theme, right? That I'm just going to avoid getting charged.
Yeah.
Advanced Triumph.
Who would have thought?
Advancing Triumph. I'm realizing now why I should have picked this side of the table. So I'm just going to put her just in there. So her back of her base is still within that. So that's fine. I can do it to that corner anyway. There. Give myself some options for movement next turn. Within 6. This is going to pivot and then move way less than 8. So you go where the Triumph was. Dialogus will advance. Will advance. And she's going to jump inside this.
Cool.
Got a little party bus going on.
Love it.
Little party bus.
And just remind me, with your shooting, you've got a way to ignore cover as well, don't you?
I do if I hit you with an immolator. So immolator and then the stacking fun begins.
Hell yeah.
So we'll pivot within Triumph range. I've still got another 10. 4. And that. I'm already in range of all the things that I want to shoot, probably anyway. I might just move that extra couple bit just to give myself those outs if things go really well elsewhere. Just to start chipping resources.
Just a quick shout out in the Twitch chat. Darren, thank you so much for the subscription. 9 months on rolling. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And yeah, I'm going to cut straight back to Jordan. Love his commentary. Love how he is being very precise, not letting any charges go off. As you can see on the bottom of your screen right there, there is already a Canoness out and about, and I guarantee you her entire purpose here will be to try and set up Terraform. Again, we're seeing that terraforming trap that's going to try and set every single turn. If Jordan gets away with it, it's worth 8 points over the course of the game, which is a huge upswing. He can't do it this turn, but he'll still try and do it for primary and force a unit of intercessors out to respond. So let's see how that goes, and we'll cut back and catch the last of his movement.
I didn't have to complain. I mean, I'm getting sustained.
Still can complain, it's okay.
I can complain.
I won't listen.
From Heavy Bolter.
3?
Yep. Just AP1, so if you want to allocate to cover.
Yeah.
So one guy gets cover by the looks of it.
Yeah.
One
I'll just start taking on 2 that aren't.
Yep.
So 2 die?
Yep. So the 2 that aren't in cover, you said?
Yes.
Cool. And then here is autocannons. And if that was sustain, choose Twin Links. And these are all AP1 as well, so one guy gets a 3 up, the other 2 get 4 ups.
How many? 7?
7, yeah.
So start on the 3 up?
Yep. Cool.
Do you want to put the time to me for this as well?
Oh yeah, sorry. Cool, so he dies. Yep. And you got 3 more 4 ups to take. Down to one boy. Hunter Killer hits, wounds, AP 3 on the Hunter Killer, so he'll get a 6 up. Oh, bloody hero. And then Stop Bolters. 1 hit. Nothing. Very cool. Plus 1 AP goes on to that unit. Yep. Is something to consider. And I guess an annoying outcome, but that's okay. One of the Exorcists is going to start shooting at the Scout. So we'll start with this one that has less targets, or this one probably has the least targets, so Scouts, as in the Scouts that are in that building. D6 plus 2. 4 shots.
Oh, so it's still a move. That's it.
4s, and then 2s, reroll 1s. Oh, good thing we reroll. Yeah. So 6 up saves with AP 3.
3 dead.
Not necessarily because it's D6 damage, so 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 deads. Next Exorcist, that was this one. We'll do this Exorcist that has them, but not them, because then this has them. So Exorcist in that corner, same target, D6 plus 2, 5 shots, and no hits. Last Exorcist, same target, so 6 shots, 4s, and 2 reroll 1s. Good thing we got these rerolls. Yeah. 6 ups again. Cool. So I'll use a 2 on the first one, because there's only 2 left, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll use a 2, and then I'll roll 1.
Oh, there's none left now.
No, I know now. Yeah. I had to use the 2 just to make sure the first one died in
yeah.
case I rolled a 1, and then it just got uncomfortable.
You're good.
For what it's worth, they will take double shot test, but it doesn't matter. So done. That's me.
Come on.
So extend, we discard engage, get a CP, so I'm up to 3, you're up to 2. I'm going to crack on. Yeah, you do it for me. Go for it.
Thanks, bro. So engage.
Yeah.
And no prisoners.
So engage and no prisoners. Scotty. Then you've got 1 battle shot to do, whether you pass it or not. I'm assuming you're not going to auto pass it, but.
I'm going to.
Okay, just as we've wrapped up Jordan's turn right there, I want to kind of go over it a little bit in detail. Obviously we saw chip damage coming from those nasty Exorcists, as Ashley Thompson has brought up in the YouTube chat. Triple Exorcist, damn, that's some serious degeneracy. What kind of person would do that? Now, I happen to understand that that would be also exactly actually in chat. I've been on the receiving end of that kind of list before, and I assure you it is rough. Especially once it starts combining with castigators and immolators to strip cover, increase AP. All of a sudden those things become genuine target threats all throughout the thing. Thank you, Josh, as well, for letting us know about the mics. We are working to balance those better and better as we go on, and hopefully we will balance them out comfortably enough. But any commentary in that fashion is always useful for me, and Scotty gives us the ability to know what is going on the other side. Sweet. So in terms of that turn, obviously we saw a bunch of assault intercessors get taken out, or might have been infiltrators down in the corner, probably infiltrators, now that I'm looking at the board map. And yeah, we're seeing a concerted force there. Jordan has done a really good job of keeping back, keeping passive, scoring points where he can. Obviously, this is a mission where you do not score primary if you are not holding a central objective, which means you are heavily incentivized to go out and about. I don't want to take up too much time. I'd prefer to cut back to the players. Engage might be a bit difficult this turn. We may see Death Company send themselves out to go deal with the Canoness on the bottom of your screen. I believe they do still have the grenades keyword, so there is a chance that they can effectively clear off the Canoness, but we will see over time. Watching a bit of resin kick off and all sorts of bits and pieces like that could be very, very interesting. No prisoners may be a bit difficult this turn, but may also incentivize Jordan not to resurrect the model, as it would count for 2 points for no prisoners. So keen to see how the movement goes for Zakk. We'll cut back over to the players and we will see how things are panning out.
Are you happy if I just pull the ruin back a little bit then?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, all good. I mean, I think from where I can see, it looks like it is in the right spot, but yeah, if we want to pull it back, all good. From what I can see, like have a look with me, but it looks like the circle lines up with the bits.
Oh, it's the...
Map 2. Maybe someone with a lower resolution can confirm.
Oh, look,
I think
you
so.
picked the table with this table with that intent, so let's just...
I mean, it depends on if it is. Like, I mean, that's what I can see from it.
I'll just put it here then. Would you like to Overwatch?
Death Company can still go, but they're OC 0, right?
They are OC 0.
What would I Overwatch with? Castigator or the one-shot weapon?
It's 12 outside of 12.
Castigator can see fully. Yeah, because it makes you commit another resource rather than just denying me. So we'll spend the CP. I was grabbing a CP dice for you. Doing it. Would you like to click it over to me, my friend? So down to 2.
Of course.
So we will start with heavy bolters. So 4 because sustain. And 3s. 3 saves on a 4 up.
3 saves.
He did.
He is.
Don't worry about rolling the auto cannon. Can't believe him passing that cheeky little 6 up. Man, I spent a CP. Hero. So down to that. Down to 2, down to 1.
So it was Engage and Locust, yeah?
Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
My point, I got 5 for extend, and I discarded engage because I couldn't get up there.
So when you res the model, it's as close as possible.
But outside of engagement, cool.
So
So if you charge,
there is a way that I can deny
kill her, and then you just don't consolidate backwards, you deny it.
Cool, perfect. Yeah.
I think you probably have to consolidate into the castigator anyway, which, like, yeah, you're just not gonna give me space.
So it's just going to come to the front.
Yeah. Well, he's base clear.
That's what I'm
Looks
just
like he
checking
fits just
now.
behind.
Yeah, that's why I have to go through the side.
Yep.
So we go to there.
And then what's our charge from the wall?
It's going to be,
I mean, you can charge through here anyway, but
yeah, 7?
whatever the closest to the wall is, right? Because there'll be a model like right there.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, just over a 7 by the time the
Yeah, it's about a
like
7.
because you're behind the wall
Yeah,
as well, so
yeah,
we're adding like a
Yeah, exactly.
so a 7. Happy
Cool.
days. They reroll charges anyway innately, yeah.
They do.
Yeah, sick. Sick.
I know I'm kind of just doing what you want as well, but like...
I mean, like that's why I did the Overwatch, right? Like I've got to force you to commit,
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah. Going first do be suboptimal.
Yeah.
Cool. Locusting, I assume, or are they going to start Terraform?
They're going to Locust.
Cool. So Locust for 2 points. On the objective or off the objective?
We will be off the objective.
Off the objective. Locust and engage, and we spend a CP to discard no prisoners.
Oh, this is also now sticky, this back one, for what it's worth.
Ruby.
Apologies for that. Just a couple of quick notes. Kicking off into the turn, obviously you had some really good macro strategy from Jordan there, discussing why he's doing what he's doing. He's forcing engagements out of Blood Angels where he can. I have found out that Zakk did spend a CP and he discarded no prisoners, which I think was an excellent choice. Not really a killing turn this turn. Leaves a lot to be open to rely on it, and he has just decided to take instead, or drawn randomly I should say, he didn't decide on the matter, he would get Established Locus. So he's pulled scouts forward to Establish Locus, just pick up the 3 points where he can. Tactical, It will leave them vulnerable next turn for it. And yeah, it should be interesting as we cut over. We've got Death Company in that lower ruin there, trying to deal with Canoness, playing around the res as well, putting some really good effort into doing so. So let's see how this all kicks off as we move into the back end of Zakk's turn.
Although you have rolled a few ones.
That's it. I got the bad ones out of the way then.
So you say.
That's it, that's it. Throw grenades at me. Get that CB under 0.
Honestly, I'm just very clueless in how to play this matchup, so it's just
It's very difficult. Yeah.
I think it's a terrible matchup for me, but
Yeah, it's not
especially on this board. I mean, maybe on other terrain I could keep it closer.
Yeah,
but
I think when I played it into Con, the only thing that made it, like, it made it very close because secret objective, like me going first was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, you could play it for a secret, but
I mean,
it's a hard.
I've got the option, but
It's a
it's
difficult
also very
decision.
hard for me to push the intercessors all the way up to here.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Who's your warlord?
my warlord is the captain because it gives the -1 to hit, -1 to wound in combat.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Bum, ba-da, bum, bum,
And that's into everything, not just infantry. Like it's Val will be affected.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is something I need to think about as well. So,
Val can't ingress next turn, but I can 9-inch and then
yeah.
roll a
3.
8 with, roll a 3 with a miracle. Potentially, if I do it with Triumph.
Yeah.
Okay. We seem to have a couple of issues with our player mics again. I will get those addressed as soon as humanly possible for everyone's viewing pleasure. Won't be a second. Just understand what we're going to look for is probably a very short conservative turn. In terms of operations, I don't expect any shooting, just mostly leveraging. One of the other big things to watch out for over the next couple of turns is going to be Lamarty's Death Company team. They are such a pivotal part of how Death Company operate as an army. Them rapid ingressing in will present a massive problem, so we may see Jordan expand out his lines, or at least set up a couple of firing arcs with Castigators and Exorcists so as to discourage that team from coming down in the wrong spot. Just going to go and try and fix those player mics for everyone and see what we can get going. Be patient with me and hopefully we can catch some audio while that's occurring.
There's really nowhere for me to go. I think, honestly, super boring. I'm just going to move pretty much everything.
Stage up. I mean, look, this is why I knew I needed a table pick. Because if you had that,
Oh, yeah.
it's a very different game.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
this table, knowing that if I got you or Todd, like, this was always the table pick for me if I got you.
Yeah.
If I got into a shooting army, it's something different, but like, that's like what? 4 or 5 inches of free. Almost, so it's like I push the staging 10 inches back.
Yeah. At least you look good, mate. At least you look good.
Very good. Beautiful. Thank you. But yeah. That's also why I think if it was Todd instead of you, like I'd still pick this map because again, like adding 10 inches or like maybe, I don't even know what those footprints are. How are they? Like we basically added 12 inches to your distance by picking this table, but at least with Todd, like I'd be worried about the advance and charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's potential of just
At least
like
you can actually calculate
zooming,
it, yeah.
whereas I know you're 12 inches, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a tough one for you with the table.
I agree. I've been given a clear order as well.
Get not 0, get as close to a 10 as possible.
Let's.
Or bust this man, take him out.
20!
20! I believe it, I would believe it.
Essentially, my intent's just not to be shot by
Yeah,
direct
for sure.
line of sight.
So castigators don't get shooted. Understood.
No, they can just sit there and just think about themselves. take a long, hard look in the mirror.
Think about their poor life choices.
Exactly. Let's just do this. I'm going to roll an advance for the jump pack intercessors there.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, there's intercessors sick. So they're the mortal wounds on charge boys.
Yes, indeed.
Very cash money. Joining in on the staging spot, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a safe spot because I can just jet shot through here.
So they're moving 18?
18, yeah.
Cool.
Just the back of the base to there.
Okay, good news everyone. The player mic situation seems to have been resolved. Nice quick battery change, which does happen every now and then. Friendly reminder for anyone using batteries, double check them every now and then, because they run out faster than we always expect. I'm seeing in the chat, Dragoon 49er, evening. Indeed, no matter where you're watching across the world, be it evening, morning, afternoon, whatever, we thank you so much for being a part of our wonderful, wonderful stream down here at Padstow. As we are kicking into the end of the Blood Angels turn, we'll see how everything is going. On a loose read, I really like how both players are discussing what this matchup actually looks like in reality. This is a rough matchup that has been made rough by terrain. So specifically, a really good thing to keep in mind with teams. Jordan is a very good teams player. He represented New South Wales at the state Warhammer teams tournament and was a pivotal member of the team, but also knew the difference between distinct terrain setups. In this case, having large ruins that can block off sight and create, and these big gulf areas where Blood Angels can't necessarily run through, has given him the advantage of being able to screen himself a little more consistently, but also not open himself up to unnecessary charges while still presenting firepower targets. So one of the things that I want to challenge everyone at home looking into is if we consider that there are firing lines down tables, we've got really wide open firing lines everywhere except for the ruin where we see a concentration of Zakk's Blood Angels. Which means that with a small amount of movement, we can see a concerted shooting effort going down the table if Zakk leaves units out there. Obviously the Exorcists don't need to worry about any of this process, which is what makes them so scary. But the rest of the tanks, particularly those castigators, have found themselves in really nice positions to set up and absolutely threaten the Blood Angels should they move out and go and grab objectives. One of the things that will be very interesting in that regard is seeing how Zakk responds and if he has a plan to hold primary. This can be a bit of an issue with lists. That's why I tend to favour a lone operative at least at some point, because it can create a little bit of that pressure. But as we peel into the turn, let's see how Zakk winds up his turn one.
Shooting phase.
Yep.
Action.
So they'll do Locus. We're getting our engage.
Yep. Yeah, no matter what, you're already in engage, so you get your 2 points for that. 2 points engage, 2 points locus.
Spit. I'm going to spend a CP on a grenade.
Sounds good. Down to 0.
2 mortals.
Cool. Down to 2 wounds. Perfect for a power fist.
Yes. And we'll do their charge.
Yeah.
That's a 6, which won't do it.
Rollable.
Their reroll. It's an 8.
Zooming. So obviously we'll pop that invul. The front 3 probably have to base, but the other ones don't have to.
4, 8.
Sick. Do you want the back ones base to base for base to base?
Yeah.
Just so they're all fighting? Yep, sick. Sick, sick, sick.
16. So this will be be 20 attacks. No negs to hit.
Yep.
So 4, 9, 5, 11. So 3's rerolling.
Yep. Twos.
Twos indeed.
So we're 18 dice.
Looks like 17 if that one wants to stop spinning and eating my time.
You want to just grab those?
Yeah, go for me.
So with the new juicy WTC, why reroll at the end? If there's one fail,
Yeah.
which is possible, there's two fails.
One.
Two fails. So even with a reroll, she dies. Just because of that grenade, mate. We will use her res strat.
Yep, makes sense.
So I get 1 plus D3 miracle dice, so the D3.
Yep.
So I'm getting 2 miracle dice. And then I'll pick which ones to discard. And I'm assuming you don't want to consolidate and give me that the zoom over the top.
Not really.
Push me off the objective. I'll discard 2 miracle dice for the res. So the way the strat works now is you discard up to 3. You get 1 plus D3 wounds back for each miracle. So 2 plus D3.
Sorry, they're
Yep.
leaving me.
So she's back on 4 wounds.
Cool.
And as close as I can outside of engagement is unfortunately back there.
Well, that is my turn,
Very nice.
I guess. Is it? So I'll get 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Past you.
Perfect. So I get primary just for my home.
Yep.
So the one primary, you get a CP, you get a CP. My secondaries are containment, and if I can, I'm guessing it's storm. That's been blocked up. Yeah. Containment and storm. Which interestingly, you don't actually control the middle. Well, you don't control that because they're OC0.
No.
Very nice. I like that. I can try other storms. You did say you intended to be off, so that's not getting stormed. Miracles. 1 for the battle rounds from Triumph, and 1 that I have to roll for the turn. A 4.
Okay, welcome back. At the end of turn 1, I thought I'd just give everyone a nice bit of a summary as to what's going on in this game so far. So, in terms of the game and as we're seeing it, one of the most important things I want to address is obviously the uphill slog that the Blood Angels are going to have pushing forward through the remainder of this game. As we've seen, there's a real struggle. Jordan's playing a really passive game. We've been over this before, but I do think it constantly bears measuring that Jordan does not want the Blood Angels to have the advantage to move in. What we will see moving forward is obviously there's Death Company came in, and weird instance of Storm hostile objective not actually being particularly great. There is an objective up there, but it's going to force movement from Castigator to pull it off, so maybe that gives a bit of a chance for Zakk to go hunting for at least some secondaries there. Containment, one of the new Pariah Nexus stratagems, very, very easy one to score for some armies, and I think this may test the Sisters a bit, or at least force them to bring in certain units to perform their task. As much as it has felt like a bit of doom and gloom for Zakk over in the corner, he did a really good job of taking Jordan off the objective, at least denying primary in that capacity. It has also given him engage on all fronts for 2, which has been a super useful way of scoring primary despite the scenario playing out in front of him. So, we see a dead tie on secondaries going into the second turn. However, as this game continues, I think we're going to see that Zakk is going to get constantly worn down by everything shooting. He only has a certain amount of resources to play with before Jordan actually will feel comfortable to pull his entire army out and start coming. Lovely to see everyone in chat. Nogal Matthew, welcome to the stream. It's always a pleasure to be hosting for everyone's viewing Pleasures. Okay, and as we kick off, my loose predictions for this turn is we are going to see another relatively coy turn from Jordan. We may see him decide to create a bit of a screen against the Lamarti's rapid ingress, just because that unit, or if not a screen, talking about those firing lines, forcing them to drop in a position where he would have enough firepower to bring to bear to them, maybe enough to at least create that pressure. There is another angle that one can play with Blood Angels sometimes, and which is losing a couple of units to make sure you guarantee yourself into combat. However, unfortunately, in a mission like this, I don't think there's enough resources compared to the amount of just raw damage and tracks that are on display for the Sisters of Battle here. So I agree that the correct decision in teams is just to sit down, score as many points as you can, and see if your opponent, in this case Jordan, for Zakk, will make a mistake. However, we do know Jordan's a very good player, so it may take a bit of time for that to occur. As I kick off, I'm going to cut back to the players and let Jordan explain what his intent is for the turn. But just keep in mind that there are rapid ingress targets that would love to come down this turn, and he has to be very, very careful about what's going on in that regard.
So the rapid ingress is all the way back there, which is still very doable over here. Not my favourite. When can play for that instead. So that's 4, and you need another 4 to do that. So Triumph needs to go if I want to do the action, and then that can go on that. That can do that. File can respond if we need to, which is pretty nice. So not really an angle there. Alright, so this is gonna bonk up a bit. Give you that tasty 11 again. There's a theme, right? Giving 11 in charges.
Yeah.
Triumph needs to get within 6 of her, which is going to be just back there. Just on the other side. Actually, just leave enough space for the Triumph to fit. 6. Still outside. 23. That needs to move a bit. That needs to move a bit. That needs to move a bit. I'm just going to pivot it and move it there, just so I can try and drive through there next turn. Where is the closest jump pack boy?
Jump pack is here.
Closest
So
there?
if you go back a little bit to that.
So I'll just move it back there. That's like a 10-inch charge for that. Triumph needs to go there, this needs to go there, that needs to do that. Exorcist, gonna tuck there. Triumph can do that can all do that. 6 from the back of her base will be there, so that can get there anyway. So with a 1-inch advance, she's just going to go in this spot. Plus movement to that lovely lady. This guy's just going to catch up, get within the reroll 1 just to wound. Oops. And that's a couple extra inches of movement, but we just want to get to the reroll 1s. Although, I'm going to use the extra 2 puts me wholly on. So we'll just go wholly on, and that way I can at least shoot some filters into them. Not that it matters, there's enough shooting there. But a little bit of extra doesn't go astray. So with the additional movement, she's just going to basically walk around back on over here, do containment. The one that's going to pop up over there is going to do containment. This needs to do something. Something. So 9 inches away. 12 is here. She definitely gets charged. That's outside of 12, but they might get charged. Maybe just don't shoot that. That can contain in the end instead. Stay safe rather than greeting. for additional Schusten. Schusten. Although he's on, can't take him. First one's always blocked, yeah. Disregard dying. Doesn't matter, so that's fine. 9, 12. Don't really want to get charged. If I go on there, I will. That one's outside of 23, so let's just not go on. And we just don't shoot that model. I think there's enough shooting for the things I want to shoot at anyway. I think. Probably. I'd rather have one less shooting activation and not be dead. He can actually contain anyway, because the deployment zone's that way, so we'll just do contain with him and then she can shoot her one-shot weapon or something. It's damage 2. May as well. Alright, sick. That is that. They need to pop up there. Within 6. Plug the gap. Fix my screen. And then I think I've probably made it not appealing, but do you want egress?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Sang Daddy. Look at him go.
My only chance of getting fucking primary. Or outside of the deployment.
Fair enough. So we got 1 CP done.
Yep, down to 0.
Groovy. And let's crack on. So I'm going to need the free strap to res, but I can maybe throw a grenade if things go badly.
So just a quick addition there. See, we saw the rapid ingress of the Sanguinius. Just coming down, I presume, to guarantee some primary push there. Really like that. Jordan's pushing out units again. We're seeing another cheeky cannoness popping out to just cause chaos in the midboard. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how the shooting impacts. I don't want to take up too much time. To have a first-time chat from Julian, I'm going to guess. Please let me know if I'm mispronouncing that in the chat. Come on, Sororitas. I do agree. Look, I do love Sisters of Battle. I'm really keen to see what they actually end up pushing for in this matchup in terms of points. So let's cut back to the action and see what the shooting phase looks like.
Nice. Heavy bolter. Just leaving this in for the flames. Freeze. Another 7.
Consistent.
Yeah.
6, 7.
It's kind of like hitting on 2s. So just 2 damage each.
So, first one, dead. Second one, dead.
Yep.
Third one, dead.
Alright, Stalwarts do nothing then.
So that was all 5, yeah?
That was everything that I activated, yeah. And then Immolators have nothing to shoot at, unless this one can see some scouts. Don't think. Just that one can see the scouts, so we'll just start with that and then.
Which one can see what, sorry?
This one. This one can't see anything?
Oh,
this one.
Yeah,
I can see that one scout.
Yeah.
We're within 18, so we'll do the melters. I'll save the. No, I'll just put the Hunter Killer. I don't really care what I killed. Just got to kill stuff, you know? So, heavy bolters first, because damage 2 is better than potentially rolling 1s. And re-rolling 1s if they come up, but they did not. So, we'll be getting cover on all of it. So, just 4-ups. 1 dies. Melters. Nothing. Hunter Killer. Nothing. The consistency came around, but only on the big guns, so. That's that done, no Hunter Killer, so Cassie and that have no Hunter Killers, the things that have invisible shooting so far. I can't see the Sanguinius, so this guy is just going to shoot every...
blown up anyway as well.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to shoot at all the scouts. We'll pump the Hunter Killer now just to get it out of the way. So, auto cannons for... Actually, heavy bolters because I've got 9 dice in my hands. And 3s. So 4 saves, neg 1, all getting cover. So 2 die. And 2s, twin links. Cool, 6 more saves on your 4-up. 6. So unit is dead. Hunter Killer shoots into the floor.
We love it.
Indirect. indirect. I really don't like you having scouts alive, so I think I'm going to start whittling, but we'll see how the middle goes. We have CP for intervenes, nice. Lady in the middle is just going to throw a grenade for free.
Sure.
For free! So 1.5 scouts die. And then her Condemned Bolt Gun is 2 shots. Because we're within 12, strength 4. Just 2 devs. So 2.5 scouts die, including. Where is your Capitan?
He is right here.
Is his unit within 6 if I charge him?
Is his unit?
Yes.
No.
Cool. Just because he's the one that can do for free. Actually, like I'll be based like there or something. Like the 6 is on the other side of him.
Fine.
Yeah, 6.
As long as you don't
I just don't bother charging. But if I'm outside of 6, just because you can make
you're gonna
that.
be outside of 6.
I just don't want you to do intervene for free,
no,
so we won't
makes
bother.
perfect sense,
Indirect, so we'll do the one that's not rerolling ones to wound.
Yep.
Because it's not in the bubble of doom. And we will shoot at your. It's over here. There's jump packs
Yep. So
in curses, so no 12 each.
We've got infiltrators.
Yep.
We've got jump pack intercessors.
Yep.
10 Sangard, 10 Vanguard.
Dum. What do I want? We will just shoot at the boys in the middle, just so you don't have an easier low commitment into the middle.
Which
So
ones?
the jump pack boys.
So the black and red shoulder pads?
Black and red shoulder pads, yep. So this is the exorcist with no reroll ones to wound. 7 shots. 4s. And then 2s with no rerolls, but that many AP3s, so 5 ups. Cool. Damage 2, so 1 dies. We'll just do the same target for a unit that has rerolls now. 7 shots. 4s. And 2s. With reroll 1s. Another bunch, so 3 more 5 ups. And then I'll see if you're below battle shock.
How many was it? Sorry,
3 more. Yeah. If you're below the point where you might battle shock, I might ignore them. Which?
AP?
3. So that's 1 pass. 1 dies. 2 die. So 2 left. And I think this getting rid of the resource is nice. Now that there's 2 of them. So we'll just shoot at them again for the last one.
Sorry, I'll leave.
5.
Take the other 2.
And 2. 3 roll 1s. 3 more 5 ups. Consistently putting 3 wounds on you.
There was a non-plasma guy, so I'll just put him back.
Yep.
Sorry, how many saves?
3.
3 AP?
Still 5 ups. Cool. So maybe I gotta roll the damage. As long as we don't roll 1s. Which we didn't. And then we did. So 1 is left on half. Do I want a CP to kill that one boy? I should have used the miracle, but that's right, we didn't. So too bad. Get both of the containments. And then we've got some charges, which I guess is where I use the 4. Because it's a 5-inch charge. So, where is it a 4? No, it's a 5. So we're going to use the miracle. We're going to charge. Chop up some scouts. Hopefully. We're in. So we'll just go base, obviously. We're not going to base around there because, as we said, we do not want to give you an intervene. 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Yep.
6s are lethal, of which there are none. 3s to wound. 3 6 ups. Scouties are dead. 2 damage apiece. And then that is it, unless I want to charge Sanguinius, but I don't think so.
Cool, so you don't need?
Yeah,
So
I'm not going to charge the thing. He's OC. Is he OC 2?
I see 1.
So I can deny the primary.
I'll put the type back
Yeah,
to
put it back to me in case we want to do that. 9-inch charge. Obviously, sorry, did it out of sequence with the fight. But do I care? Talk to me about his offensive profile.
Fights first.
No, I know that, but like.
So offensive is going to be 8 attacks at 6 minus 3 2.
Nice 2. I can put my 2 up invul, which is nice. Pushes stuff further back. I think I just do it just to see if I can deny the primary.
Sure.
No, he's not in. So we good? Over to you. We discard Storm for another CP.
Alrighty. Go to 7, I draw from you.
Yes. So you do get primary?
Yeah, 2.
Into marker, well, 2, yep. CP, new draw.
Okay, so just a quick rundown of how things are going after the end of Jordan's turn 2. We've seen a massive push out coming from all of those characters. Again, something that I'm always going to harp on about this list is he's got 180 points of characters that can artificially act as 2 different characters each. 3 of them have a 2-up invul. They're going to continue to be annoying and try and score actions all the time, and as we saw, they still cause points. The other one that is particularly controversial for me, again, without getting too far into, you know, tournament like this and how GW writes rules. Did you know canonesses, Scotty, get a free strat that they can use themselves when they're an individual unit, and they're the only captain model in the game currently that get. So this model can res itself for free, it can grenades itself for free. It's 50 points, by the way.
Yep.
I've also, for everyone in chat, great to have you all joining us. Scotty D here. I've just been walking around the rest of the tables for the rest of the team.
There you are.
How are we all? A bit of an update for both Jack and you guys in chat. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of day 2. Looks like all the teams, they're kind of in that 10-10 zone, so they're only getting into turn 2 now. Looking at some are around 10-15 points apiece currently. So still really early game for you guys in terms of the round, but I'll keep an eye on the rest of them. I'll pop in every so often, give you an update when there's any developments as well, so you guys can be aware of how the rest of the players are going with their matches as well, which is really interesting. So yeah, I'll keep you guys apprised as best I can.
Yeah. One of the really interesting parts that came out of that turn as well was the rapid ingress of the Sanguinius. As we heard just at the end, lone op unit, can't be shot, has secured some early primary for Zakk, which is really essential. I'm good for the moment. What we've seen right now is obviously he's going to try and defend Sanguinius, and I'm almost certain he may look for a terraforming target up there. So I will cut back, but at this point, we'll double check what Zakk's secondary draw was and see how it takes the turn from here. Jordan has done a really good job of containing this bottom flank. There's no good deep strike charges to prevent that Canoness from actually being taken out. And the Canoness up there is causing a threat that will probably draw Death Company out. Likewise, there needs to be something to deal with this Canoness in the middle that can take up to 2 turns. Grenades is a really good option. Zakk will only have 1 CP for that, so unfortunately he will only be able to realistically deal with 1 of them in that capacity, and even then he needs to roll a bit high up. So let's cut over to the players, see how they are doing, and see where Zakk's feeling at the start of his turn 2.
Has the 2-up save as well?
The only one that doesn't is the one that died over there. They both still have the 2-up.
What about this one? Nothing? Just 3-up, save, no invul?
4-up invul.
4-up invul, okay.
Yeah. She is very easy to kill. But with enough, they're all very easy to kill with enough.
Yeah. You know what I really wish I had?
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
Secondaries were Assassination and Area Denial. Cruising 10 pointer, I reckon.
Don't you start
Don't
with
jinx
me.
it, don't jinx it. How many 2-ups can I pass?
I don't want to find out. Offensive profile on this one?
Trash. The only ones that have okay combat are these 2. Because she has her one-shot weapon, which means she gets a worse melee weapon instead, and she's just like a bonkin' stick.
Yeah, cool. guy's just going to come down 12.
Just that lone boy.
Yeah. Just to screen out a little bit, I guess.
So he's got 1 wound left.
He does have 1 wound left.
So quite a good draw out of Zakk there this turn. Area Denial will try and encourage him to make sure no enemies are within 3 inches of the center and that he has a unit there. Assassinate wants him to kill a character, which conveniently also happens to be the one model he wants to kill for Area Denial. So that can be a really easy way of picking up a nice clean 10 primary points. Just has to make sure that he can kill it both in 2 activation phases with that Resurrect. Through that 2-up invul. Again, it can be a very tricky thing and it could lead to a lot of points blowing out one way or another. As we are seeing up here, Death Company look like they're responding to a Canoness. And yeah, let's cut back. But this could be a nice defensive turn for Zakk to score a whole bunch of points in. Ideally, if he can clear out some of Jordan's chaff, he may have to start sending vehicles up to go screen off Lamarty's and the Death Company who are still up in the air. They only have 1 more turn before they have to drop back down. So let's see where they might end up, what things start looking like at the end of this turn too.
I need to stop you playing the game with stuff, which is why that little grid of living is annoying, but
Yeah.
that's what I get for not using a miracle.
What's the maximum move you've got on this?
I don't think Triumph could get to it, so 10 probably. Because Triumph can move up to 15, and I'm more than 21 away, so...
I'm also thinking like, you move like 8, do you?
10 base.
So 10 will get you to like here.
Yeah, so I'll be able to shoot, but...
So what we'll do is Sanguinius going to just tuck in here.
Yep. Groovin'.
You're AP3 for the most part.
So, Exorcists are AP3. As soon as a Castigator hits you, they go to AP4. As soon as an Immolator hits you, they go to AP4 in North cover.
I'm just going to have to send out my Vanguard Vets then.
Yep. So they're the Field Pain unit?
4 up, 5 up. So
4 up involved, 5 up. Yep.
That's it.
Makes sense. 2 wins each still?
2 wounds each.
Yep. Got to get some meat in there eventually, right?
Yeah, I guess. They'll just follow behind.
Yeah, that's all.
The chapter calls and we answer.
Huh? Is that... I can't hear you. Yeah,
Am I what?
he's mic'd, but...
Yeah, about as good as it can. He's gotten rid of all my trash already, so like it's fine. Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
You getting captain's orders to push, or...?
No, just if we're still on track for...
So just a quick reality there for everyone paying attention. Zakk's captain just came up to get a double check on the scores. One of the great parts about teams is that you do get that kind of information kicking around as everything goes on and on. So really, really interesting. From my perspective, kicking it off. Hold on for 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we may be having... OBS just... Okay, hello and welcome back to those joining us. I'm so sorry that we had a bit of a stream issue. It's kind of been the prevailing theme, unfortunately, of the tournament thus far this weekend. However, we are back and live, so feel free to join back in on the bandwagon as we continue to bring you this wonderful, wonderful game. We have about an hour left of stream kicking off and should be really, really, really good. In terms of the game and how it's playing out so far, by the looks of things, this turn seems to have gone about as we've expected. Massive charge into the mid-board is not unsurprising. There's 10 points on the line for that, although it's going to leave a lot of the army very vulnerable to the interference of Sisters of Battle tanks. We haven't really seen much that can be cleared off in the mid-board, although that's the nature of the reality. Sanguinius will be coming up. I'm almost certain he is going to try and perform a Terraform, just to try and clip off those extra points that can stabilize over the course of the game. One of the other things that, if you've read the Sisters Battle Codex, you might realize is that the Triumph from St. Catherine's a very different model these days. And you really haven't lived until you've seen that thing slingshot half an army across the board, have you? Like, gives models one of every 40k player's favorite combination of abilities: extra move, extra advance, extra charge. And yeah, especially on 12-inch moving tanks. Often you see it more in Bringers of Flame, with the ability to give everything assault. And all of a sudden you end up with Exorcist that can move 19 inches and still shoot, which is absolutely brutal. Here's a bit different, but Hallowed Martyrs gives off a couple of its own benefits. Hallowed Martyrs, you're actually seeing, whilst you're not seeing a lot of the chip damage on the tanks and things that would give them +1 to hit normally, and then +1 to win if they're below half, you are seeing it for resurrecting the characters and the criticality of that as time goes on.
Actually, our own one. What am I talking about? Because you aren't discarding it. Okay. You're about to go to sick.
Sorry for the interruption there on those mics. We're just getting a bit of testing to go. So as the dice go, I'm going to try and keep everyone updated as best as possible on what is going on. So looks like a whole bunch of attacks. I'm going to assume this is the Death Company in the middle of the board, taking cracks at the Canoness. And by the looks of things, it seems like it might have gotten there. Jordan spending CP means that we've probably gone to a Resurrect, which isn't particularly swell for the Blood Angels in that regard. Friendly reminder that the death of that sister is worth about 10 points. So we will see if it actually ends up peeling off and go from there in that regard. I might cut back to the players, see if I can get their audio just to explain what's going on with those dice rolls and how important they are.
She comes back at the end of the phase, so you can consolidate if you want to, cool. But that is obviously up to you.
Right. Well, go over to the other
I mean,
side.
either way, I can't be right there, so yeah.
Uh,
I'll just take her out and then you can do that. Do you want me to move then?
Yeah, if you could. I'll just...
So he can base. Do you want to base? Well, he's going to have to base anyway.
Just as much as that can get him possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one is going to have to base. This one can fight through.
Yeah,
and then where do you want them? Behind?
Move that one closer, middle one closer.
Where, sorry? You can just do those two. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Just for coherency?
Yeah, just
have
to
groovy.
push it out a little bit further.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. So we'll start with the Power Fist. So the 4 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
2s. 1.
The rest is all damage 1, yeah?
20 attacks.
Spending a 6. Well, there's only 2 guys, so 10 attacks.
Oh, yeah, so.
I think I just spend a miracle just to make sure she lives on the damage 2 one. Feels bad, but gotta spend them sometime. Strength 5?
6.
2s. Cool. 5. So if we fail just enough to die, I'll res 1. She's on a wound, which interestingly puts her in battle shock territory, which I don't really want to have to take. And I've got lots of CP. Do you want to flip me over?
Sure.
So I spent 1 for a res, spent 1 for a reroll. She's on 2 wounds, so no battle shock. Cool. She's got to smack you.
Cool.
1 lethal. 2 more wounds, so 3 neg-2s for 2 damage each.
Neg 2 and neg 2?
They're all, so 3 at neg 2 for 2. Cool, so 1 dice.
Cool. You just want to pull one of the ones out in combat, stop the sergeant, please.
This one?
One of the ones in combat.
1 in combat?
Yeah.
A based one? Yeah, probably that one. The non-sergeant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And then do you want to consolidate before I put her back?
No, they're fine.
No, cool. So as close as possible, it's either there, or basically through a base. So I'll just put it like there. Because basically I'm going to have to pick one of those like diagonals, if you get what I mean, like in between bases.
So that's my turn. So Padstow.
Yep, because they have OC, yeah, there's no point being on that objective. Nice. So Terraform goes off at the end of your turn. So start of my next turn, I'll hold 2.
Yep.
Terraform 1. I did that the wrong way around. 2 objectives I control, 1 that gets terraformed. And Area Denial, you'll get the baby version with her resin. Just because she still is within 6. Within 6. I'll double check she is within 6, obviously we'll just put her on that side.
No, you're good, you're good.
Eyeballing it, she's well within 6. Because it's going to be that red circle.
Yeah, you're fine.
She's in. Alright, so over to my turn. 10 primary secondaries. For your overwhelming and secure demands. CP, so 4 and 2. Aura is the same, movement, mirror 1s. And we do some stuff. I've already clicked it over. What do I want to achieve with my turn? Plasma pistol would be nice. Push that screen back would be even nicer. OC1 Sanguinius.
Yep.
So she's going to fall back. Oh, miracles as well. So 6 for triumph. Before we forget. And 1 for the turn.
Okay, so obviously that concludes turn 2 over here at round 4 of the tournament. Just catching in with a quick update on that. Apologies for the stream going down. We are doing our best to keep it online. And yeah, we have seen an interesting turn. Obviously, again, this has been a masterclass in why Canonesses can be one of the most annoying units in the game currently. They're just doing so much value and they're eating up so many resources and scoring a lot of points for the Sisters. When you consider the fact that the tanks have kind of just sat stationary and existed to shoot, these 4 models have cleared up pretty much all of Jordan's points. So when we go to his turn, obviously looking at points at the start of turn, we can see a couple of interesting things, notably that he has scored a terraforming point. I'll get a loose score update quickly just to double check we're on the same page, as I believe you may still score points for your backfield objective in terraforming. I will double check that. If so, both players will have scored that on turn 2 as well, bumping the primaries up. Obviously, denying 2 points for area denial there is really good. Still gave up assassination, but it is what it is down in the midboard for Zakk. Let's see what Jordan draws, and now that there's only 1 more turn for deep strikes and rapid ingresses, let's see if anything works in that regard. Let's see how aggressively Jordan pushes, knowing that he doesn't really have to defend anymore. Obviously, most of the major threats are out on the board now, so it may just be the right time to push through. I wouldn't be surprised if this Castigator goes for a fair bit of shooting. There are forces up on that backfield objective, presumably trying to terraform for Zakk. So let's basically see how it all operates. That Dialogus is going to presumably move forward and just create more and more of a screen. And we're going to see probably a concerted effort to drop Death Company back behind that ruin there. The Sanguinary Guard have been hiding all game. If Jordan can force that, it's going to create so many headaches for Zakk. It means that he doesn't have any agency over the board. 1 objective's already been terraformed down here, and we may be beginning to see the tightening of the vice grip that Sisters seem to have on this game. Even though the scores seem very close, I assure you all at home, this is a game that is completely under the Sisters of Battle control. There are chances, there are things that could still go wrong, but Jordan's been in the driver's seat the entire time and seems to be keeping himself very firmly there where he can. Just quickly, Lord Amnesia 1, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it down here. We understand that it's been a bit of a rough weekend in terms of the streaming, but we always love seeing new people joining in and getting hold of the network. For those of you that aren't aware, we are Australia's tabletop wargaming network. We stream as many local to Australia 40k events as we can, mostly in the New South Wales Hunter region. However, we do occasionally get out to Victoria and Adelaide for large events. So if you're ever interested in the goings-on of competitive Warhammer, come find us, give us a follow, and we will go live every time we can and hopefully provide you with some really entertaining Warhammer games to go and watch. I'm going to cut back down to the players as Jordan finishes off his movement phase, see what's going on down in the battle, and hopefully we get a bit of an insight as to his strategy for dealing with these rapid ingress targets.
Yeah, we see the middle boys. The Immolator's probably going to push up and see the middle boys. I'm guessing OC1 of Sengard.
OC2.
Okay. Okies. Got a 10-inch charge on Triumph, or 8-inch charge, sorry? Oh, 9-inch charge. Yeah, 9-inch. Cool. I mean, 9-inch is much better than what I have been giving you, but I've got to start pushing up at some point.
I don't know, do I?
Don't have to. You are going second. You can just be chilling for the whole game. You can indeed.
I don't think that's necessarily good against you either, from what I'm saying, because it's just.
Oh, the chilling? Yeah. Pivot, just to go there. We just want to get within 9, so I'll use the full. Gooby. That one. That one, that one. This one will just pop to a spot where I can see into the middle. Screens, screens, screens. Now screens. Still screens. Could probably move up a bit more just to plug that. 18, 18, 18, 18. So nothing there. Pushes it all the way back again. And then I probably have a bit of wiggle room. If I go there, I'm probably leaving a gap back there. So he's not going to get reroll once to wound, just because if I do, I give you a very tasty ingress spot back here, like right there. So no reroll ones for that node, but we'll just push up as much as we can while still fixing the potential issue.
I mean, your intent's been super clear the whole way through.
Yeah. I mean, it's intent, but I still actually have to be physically possible.
Yeah,
right? So I'm just putting
like
myself.
If there's an inch, then that's
Absolutely.
We just fix it.
Absolutely. Do you want ingress?
Put the time to me and I'll have a quick look.
Ta-da. Ooh.
You've still got Val's unit to come down in my turn as well.
Well, ingress in your turn, my friend.
Yeah.
She's going to have to come in by ingress, but I've bought myself enough board space that I don't think I'm super worried about that.
I wouldn't know if I was you know what?
Players are having a apologies for that. While players are having a loose discussion of what's going on and how Jordan's going to operate and the rapid ingress is being considered, I just want to give a couple of updates on the other scores kicking around in this team, because let's remember that as much as we are watching one game from a team, there are actually 5 games going on at the same time. So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update based on some runarounds that we've seen. We've seen Custodes appear to be doing quite well for down under 40k AT blue, and so Necrons also seem to be up against Leagues of Votann. So the teams seem to be relatively stable at the moment, which might mean that a big blowout game here could be the deciding factor in the round. Friendly reminder that Rekroots are our undefeated team, so them keeping up will be a massive benefit. If they can force a draw here, it's going to look really, really good for them. I'll have to take on another team, maybe able to find a way to victory there. Down under 40k team really want the win coming out of this round, so let's cut back and see how we go. It appears that we don't have any ingresses, but I may be wrong.
And then 2's twin linked. Twin linked. So 2 4-ups because of your involves. D6 plus 2, so 8. I'm sure you're happy not to feel no pain those.
Yeah.
Hunter Killer hits. Wounds, so 1 more wound ball. Damage, 6. You can feel no pain if you want to.
I will
but,
try that.
Guys, and then 3s. No reroll anyway, doesn't matter. So 1 heavy bolter save, and he'll have options for cover, so he's good anyway. I'll apply ignore cover now.
I don't think cover's really. Oh, have you got?
I'm about to do AP1. I needed ignore cover first, just because I'm about to dump from AP1, but then it'll go to AP2.
Yeah, fair.
So the Castigator that is furthest away is going to shoot next.
Cool.
It also still has its Hunter Killer. No, that was the one that did peek out earlier, so it doesn't have a Hunter Killer. But we'll start off with autocannons and 2 to innate. That is 5 forks because of the ignore cover. 3 damage for your feel no pains. So 1 is fine, and then he's probably dead. Then he's dead. Heavy bolters, 1 sustain. 3s, reroll 1s, of which there are none, but you have 7 4-ups.
Damage of this?
Damage is 2, because it's heavy bolter. 3 batches of 2. Dead. Dead. Perfect way to roll that. We'll do a Storm Bolter next then, so just 2 shots because we're outside of range. Nothing. Hunter Killer. No, this is the one that didn't have a Hunter Killer, so disregard. So how many we did? 4.5 so far? Yep. Cool. We'll start with the next Castigator then, because he's only got 1 target. So Castigator into them. We'll do Storm Bolters first, because you've got 1 wound. AP1 ignore cover. Loves it. Heavy Bolters next. And this one is the Hunter Killer, so again, we just dump whatever we can. That's a lot of sustain. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 2 go in, 2 more go in, and then 3s reroll once. We'll keep that as a roll. Reroll once.
So if you drop dice, I'm happy if it.
No, that's fine. It went in the box. It's all good. So 2 go back out, so it'd be 9 left. Yeah, 9 4-ups. 2 damage each. So I'll just give you your Fenner Pains.
Alright. So 1. Dead.
Yep. So the wounded boy's dead. Another one's on a wound.
Yep.
Another one's dead. Another one.
Dead.
So 3. A wound. I'm dead. And then, last but not least, oh, you still got more.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, I didn't realize how bad your saves were.
No, I made like 1, I think.
Jeez.
Yep.
Cool. So 5.5.
5.5.
So Hunter Killer hits, wounds, a 4-up. Cool, he's good. That's the end of that activation. So we basically got 2 at a character.
Yeah.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty D back once again, and just keeping everything up to date. The internet we are doing our best with, and I do appreciate you guys sticking in with us as we try to make sure that remains stable for you guys and such as well. Just heads up, these will be up on YouTube after the event as well, so doesn't mean you can still watch the games fully without any issues as well. So turn back to Jordan as he's going through his shooting phase, but just wanted to keep you guys updated on that front.
2 feel no pains in the middle.
It's good.
Cool. Crossbow in the middle.
Sorry, here's
2 hits. 2 devs. There we go. We can both roll double 6. Cool.
I'll roll double 1.
Nice. Was it at half in the character left? Because it was 5.5 died?
Yeah, that was that 1 dice reserved from there.
I thought we were already down to a half, dude, but I'm not sure.
Honestly,
I thought we were. That's why I just did the
I don't think
grenades.
it matters, so that's fine. I'm happy.
I
can't remember.
It might matter.
I
but
can't remember, so it doesn't.
yeah, that's why. Like,
it's fine.
I counted 6 because there was 4 that died first, and then there was 6 left. So if 5.5 died, it would have been a half a dude in a character.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, otherwise I wouldn't
That-
bother
that
going
might
on the
have just
bed
been-
and stuff.
yeah.
I just wanted to get you to
That's-
this point before the melter.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So we do the melter now. And 2's twin links. 2. Does he have a involve?
Search the 6s. Ignore cover.
Yeah, ignore. Yeah, AP 5 ignore cover actually.
Dead.
9, but probably in half range. So yeah, definitely dead. Indirect is going to go into just a little incursory, boys.
Yep.
So first indirect that has no rerolls into the incursory, or the infiltrators, I should say. 7 shots. Is it? Yeah, it's good. It's on me. 4s, and then 2s. 4 saves on the infiltrators at AP 3.
So 5s.
Cool. And 1 dies, 2 dies, and then 1's on half.
I'll just do the 6 up and pen on the last one.
Yep.
So 2.5.
Kill. What are the exorcists that isn't getting rerolls again will go next. So 5 shots. Are we on the right person? I think so. Yep. 2s, no rerolls here though. So 3 5-ups.
3.
Yep. So the first one has now taken
Dead.
3 more. So yeah, probably dead. 3 more.
Dead.
And then the last one that has rerolls could just roll badly anyway. Chipping away some of the same guard probably doesn't matter. So we will shoot. I think you still got 1 guy left. I think I only killed 4.
Okay.
That's why I'm just deliberating. I'm pretty sure I killed 4. The last one is going to shoot at it anyway just to see. Because again, getting rid of resources matters more. So 2s reroll 1s. So 2 more 5-ups. And the damage, I don't want him to live because that keeps on happening, so I'm just going to make it a 4.
Cool.
Because I keep on rolling 1 on the last one, leaving 1 model alive. And that's it. So I get my secondaries, secure no man's land, killed character and the attached unit on the objective in the middle. And then it's over to you.
Cool.
So I go up to 5 because my grenade was a
Let's have a look at the secondaries quickly.
you can just flip them in. Yep, already there. So 5.
Containment and storm.
I mean, there is definitely Storm, and he can just stand still and contain, but he probably wants to kill something.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of need to score points, don't I?
For sure. Yeah.
'Cause yeah, not in a good. What's the score?
Oh, actually, sorry. I do have 1 charge.
Sorry, I'll put the time back to you.
Yeah. I don't actually know what I need. Hoo-yah! 1 charge. Because he's 6 attack, 6 damage too.
8 attacks.
8
6,
attacks.
3, 2.
So 2.
Dem
I still
points.
think gambling. I've got to roll like a 9 to clear the back of my base. Although it's like a 6 and then a pivot, maybe. I don't know. We'll just roll it, see what happens. I've got miracles to pass saves. And now I've got to check. So if I go 6 to here and then pivot, I'm probably in, but it's up to you. Do you want to double check it as well?
Sure. Man, I generally trust what you say, man.
No, it's just more like I think if I go 6, the front of the base gets passed, and then I just pivot because there's like 1.5 inches, so the pivot should be. I don't think I can actually base you, but we just do 3 attacks. Well, how many wins has he got?
7.
Right, heaps of CP, so I may as well tank shot, get him low in case I get assassination. So I'll be down to 4 still. 1 classic, and 3 attacks, of which none hits. Very nice. I mean, it doesn't change anything because you were not getting CP, like you weren't holding it, but just to remember
So
that we drove forward.
strike
And then you
here.
smack me. Smack. Just in case I can hold it next turn is really the only thing that matters. Or you can just dev me and kill me. It'd be even more interesting. So 5s, but 6s a dev.
Yep,
So
so
3
3
AP3s.
3 AP3s.
So I'll roll 2. Okay, I just passed both like a jerk. And I failed 1, so down to 9. Alright.
Do you want to pass this time to me then?
Yep, so. And I couldn't terraform anyway because everything shot or already did terraform. Or fell back. Oof. I also can't secret anymore.
Oh, really?
Because of her walking and denying it. I mean, obviously the charge happened, but like I had to roll that. No matter what, making that decision just to deny it meant I can't secret. So that's something.
Yeah.
But you can.
I don't think that, brother.
No. Brother.
Like, nice thought.
In theory.
Yeah. Yeah, in practicality, I'm fucked. But
do you want to discuss either of those? You do 3CP?
no,
Yes.
you don't fall back and shoot, do you?
No, I can't do any of that. Like, I'm just stuck. Like, the only reason I risked it is one, if I take wounds, I get +1 to hit, so I kind of negate the combat penalty.
Yep.
And two, I just wanted to be able to potentially hold the primary.
Oath of Moment will be on this front one here.
Yeah, groovy, yeah. Storm is very cruisy. Look, you just fly, done. Job's done. We are stormed. Can also storm that now with the charge.
Yeah, but I think we're fine.
Do you want to discard containment, or are you just planning to do it with the deep strikey boys?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 points is 3 points,
I
right?
think my only plan against you is I just have to score points.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
And at least that way, that charge doesn't change anything because there was nowhere to arrive in that table order. So
Yeah.
like, at least I feel less bad about being a keeper if that need to hold primary.
nah, you're fine, mate. Maybe I should be discarding it. I mean,
3 points is still
yeah.
other things in your pool.
It's like I've got extend, secure.
Behind you won't get.
No.
Bring it down would be 2. I think is it 2 points for minimum? 2 points for the minimum.
Yeah.
Not gonna do.
We'll just stick with it. We'll just stick with containment. I
Yeah,
think.
like defend is 3.
I think contain's best.
March for death you won't get. Overwhelming force and extend battle lines are probably the only 2 secondaries where it works out better for you. So like, it's still your highest scoring option unless you get lucky with the secondaries.
We'll sit then. As soon as we started playing this, I was like, maybe I should.
I think you should have just sent it, man. To be honest, like you should just full sent it. Like my whole army shot and killed that one unit.
Singles, 100% I will.
Oh yeah. But even like my whole army killed that with a full activation. But imagine if you deployed everything on the table and there were all 3 units in the middle and then you just turbo fuck it. Sorry, chat, I didn't swear. But yeah, I think all 3 units started on the table.
Yeah.
Just I can't kill that much. Like, and if you've got the board state, I can't fall back onto objectives because I don't have anything. Like I'm going to have to take desperate escapes to fall over you to get onto things. I don't have that much OC. Do you want me to chuck them in here for you?
Yeah, thank you, man.
As close as I can to the top.
Yeah, look.
I'm assuming off the footprint.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, look, honestly, that's any other time. That's probably exactly what I would have done.
Yeah. But it's also difficult because if you go like that works well if you go first. Because in that hypothetical scenario, you occupy all this space.
I push forward my scouts.
You
Try
do
and block you in
Terraform
as well.
with whatever the most durable unit is, probably the neg 1 damage unit.
Yep.
Scout come up here, Terraform. So then I can either divert, not actually shooting all the scary stuff.
Yep.
And if I don't do that, then you get even more points. And then it's just, I lose the complete ball control.
Exactly. 4 up invul, you said there?
4 up because she already used her 2 up. Cool. Actually, no, sorry. That was the one where I was like, I'm not going to bother, and then she ended up almost passing because I knew I was going to res her. So she still has it.
Cool.
That one's burned. That one's burned. She's the only one with the 2 up. She's already rezzed. She's already rezzed. So she's the only one that still can res, and also the Dialogus. But
I'm going to.
so containment 3, storm down.
Yeah,
cool. So that's movement. I do obviously have to ingress here, which we know. So the only good place to do it is probably over there anyway. Imagine that. I just forget to ingress. Be like, sorry, I was dead. 400 points. But feel free to start doing stuff while they're just going to come in here outside of a 12-inch charge where
That
the
makes sense.
6 of the board edges
So I'm just going to chuck a grenade
into the canvas. Yep. Groovy. Groovy.
3 mortals.
Nice. So she's down to 1. Let's put that next to her.
Then I'll do. I'm just going to do 10 Inferno pistols at her.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Burn the chickie.
Burn the chickadee. Cool. So you're down to 2. Yep, 2.
I said
you never took it up anyway.
I
So
said I put the rerolls on her, right?
I have no idea. Oh, you put it on the immolator because you wanted to kill the immolator, yeah. And I get a miracle for the turn. Cool.
3 saves.
3 saves, up for up. I guess I roll 2. And then I'll just miracle 1. Oh yeah.
Pistol. Hits.
Is this a bolt pistol? Nothing.
Cool.
Down to 1. Let's give her a green dice so I don't confuse it.
I guess we just charge both of these.
Yeah, no worries.
Just to get the basing requirement out of the way.
Yo. You may as well pop it to more because it's not long for this world.
Can't get over. Cool.
Through then.
That's it. Cool. So 3, 6, 10, 12. So we got 12 attacks going into her.
Yep.
So I just want to make sure I'm not cheating now. 6. Yep.
So that's her to us?
Yeah.
Please don't dice this man. No, she didn't. She's dead. A miracle dice will be a 5. No more res for you, lady.
So then we got 35, 5, 10, 15, 18, 20, 5, and then I'll just roll 10 more after.
Yep.
Sorry. I did 12 attacks there. I've
Yep.
got 2 power fists, which are 4 each. Not
It should scoot, right? That's the AP?
AP2.
Okay, so I got a bunch of 5-up saves. I do have miracles.
So
we probably should.
We'll do the
see.
power fists.
Yep. So the 5 that I just got for her die, part of the same activation, so I can't use that. So if I'm doing a miracle, it would be a 6. That doesn't exist yet.
And then this will be strength 11 on the charger.
That's pretty good. I thought power fists only get a 10, or are they stronger? They're extra
This is the
strong.
captain.
Cool. So for
For
5-ups?
AP2.
Is there more attacks coming into it?
There is.
Okay.
There's another like 25-ish.
So it's taken, it's down to 5. Taken 3 fails.
I'll just do the captain.
Yep. The schlappy man.
2s. Re-rolling. And 3s. Another 4, please.
Yeah, so and there's heaps more after this still, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's still damaged too?
All
So
damage
down
too.
to 1.
Cool. So then there'll be 5.
And these are lower strength for the remaining ones, right?
Yeah, strength 8.
Cool. So there's a chance.
So we've done 5 guys, so there's another 25 attacks.
Because, well, 3 guys went there,
Yep.
plus 5, so there's 2 guys left.
So 3 went there.
Yep.
2 guys with power fists.
Yep.
And the captain.
Yep. Oh, so the number of power fists was just 2, so there's 5 guys.
Correct,
Got
yeah.
it, that's good. All good.
5, 10, 15.
I'll just quickly roll my persistent combat.
20.
5.
I'll just roll this and see if it matters.
He's probably too full, so. At least it's oathed. Oh, thank you. Bunch of 5s. 6. So I roll 5. Is that only just though, right? I could CP it into a 5-up, but then I have one more dice, that's not going to happen. I think I just use my auto explode strat, do some mortals. Because that unit's somewhat durable, right? So mortals on you. 1 dies. You see they're 2 wounds each on the same guy?
1.5.
And then on myself, 3. So I take the immolator down to 8. It dies, I get a miracle. I rolled a 3 to wound over here. I'm guessing he's T4?
Yes.
Yeah, you got 1 combat weapon, then the 1 rolling tracks.
one save?
Yeah. He's good, I assume. And then you're persisting combat? No, it's just the tracks.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you're good. And then you've got your smacks back into me.
Yeah, sorry, before I go do that, I'm going to spend a CP to 6-inch consolidate.
Yep. I think you can already get to the immolator,
actually,
but
yeah,
you don't need to. Like you can touch it. I kind of assumed I wasn't shooting, that's why I didn't mind exploding on myself.
Fair.
But if you want a 6, obviously that's fine. It's just more like you get me in combat regardless.
Yeah.
Groovin.
Then the 8 attacks over there.
So 8 into that. Yep. Persisting boy.
2s.
5s.
It's 2
So
dev
4
wounds
devs.
and 2 devs, so that's 4 damage in devs.
Yep, so down to 5.
And then 1 AP3.
Cool. I'll just pass it just so I don't go to bracket.
Sure.
But I'm +1 hit, +1 wound into combat now, which is fine.
Cool.
And then that's it.
That's everything from me.
Cool. So you get containment for 3. Storm hostile you've done. Start of my turn. We've got that. I've got to take a battle shock test, but I'm obviously going to auto pass it with miracles. So miracle for triumph. 3 and 3. So I'll use the 6 that Triumph's going to get for him. So I just won't put that up there. And then 1 I roll for the turn is a 2. Auras, same. They're all 1's movement. So we hold 2.
You hold 3, don't you?
No, I don't hold them.
If there is a phrase that has struck terror into my heart this game, it was the moment when we realized that Morinval and 3 Paragon Warsuits still had not deployed on the battlefield yet, and yet it felt absolutely crushing to begin with. Zakk's doing a really good job of scoring points and just trying to keep up and not fall too far behind. Though, as you can probably see watching the game and listening to the players talk, that is getting harder and harder with each turn, each moment. He's just running out of resources. When you compare it to the Sisters army that has kept relatively stable, their first tank only just going down now, and even then I believe that is only the second model to have been removed from the Sisters of Battle army in exchange for so much of the Death Company. So moving into Jordan's turn, I'm keen to see how he leverages this pressure. I believe he will be going for a bit of a nail in the coffin strike this turn, and we will see how that all plays out going forth. Jordan is up on points. He did make a really interesting observation that he couldn't secret objective at the end of turn 3 because he was actually ahead on primary. Terraform can be one of those weird missions where you don't score a lot of primary, and so it can often be worth doing a secret mission. Even as Zakk here, I would probably look into it, even if it seems impossible, because the odds of capping more than 8 primary right now seem pretty low, and it may just give you a way to accidentally pick up a whole bunch of points. The other issue is I don't know what that objective would be. One's holding all 3 midboard objectives, which you won't be able to do under the Crushing Threat of Sisters. One is command insertion. His Warlord from memory is... I don't believe it is shown on the map or on his list. I'm going to assume it is either Lamarty's or the Sanguinius. Oh no, it's the Captain with jump pack in the middle of the board. So the odds of that making its way over to Jordan's objective are also quite slim this turn. But a good thing to keep in mind for players, if you are looking at it ever, always be aware that secret missions can sometimes just be good. Sometimes they're just free. If you don't expect to score more than 20 primary, go for a secret mission. It can sometimes change how your opponent plays. It can do a whole bunch of fun, tricky stuff in the background like that, so keep it in mind. That's maybe my lesson for the day in that regard. So, in terms of secondaries, I will update what Jordan is working with momentarily, but this looks to be like it's going to be a very distinct death nail turn for the Blood Angels, unfortunately for them. We'll also do our best to grab you some score updates on the other rounds, see how this one is playing into the overall team strategies. And I will be right back with you, but until then, I will drag over to the players as Jordan explains what he's doing for the turn.
That's fine. Cleanse.
Yes.
Triumph will cleanse.
Makes sense.
That girl over there that's just being chillin' will cleanse.
Yep.
That will shoot in combat, so she has to stand the objective, which is, it is what it is. I'll just be in this spot, so when you charge her, you're outside of the wall. I can maybe shoot you next turn. Castigators.
I do have 2 OC.
Yeah, that's fine. So 4 won't clear my base in terms of like if I want to go behind the wall to hold it, but 2 is just enough to get on. So
You can shoot parabols, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I could also just drive this up 12 and just put it there and then see those boys. So I'm going to use the Miracle Dice 2 just to go 8.
Yep.
I'll get her out of the way. Well, actually, she can drive over the top, but it's just going to go 12, park itself there. Yeah. And do some shooting into the boys. Castigator's going to have to shoot in the middle. And yeah, I mean, Paragons could do a little bit of shooting, but like, maybe. There's a world, but it's not super impactful.
I think this is where you put the seal in it right now, though, right?
I'm definitely going to give it a crack. Get tucked up in there. That can recover, that could recover. Points is points, right? I probably should just recover.
What's the thing standing on? Is there something under the...
Where is that? Recover, but maybe I choose not to recover depending on how things go. Cleanse. So cleanse I can definitely put on. Recover I'll have a think about. We can do some shooting. So Castigator first into your little boys. Yep. Into your Cursies. Cursies. Autocannons. They're not neg to hit or anything. It doesn't matter because I only rolled 1s, 2s, and 4s. 2s, reroll, just twin linked. You've got 4 saves at neg 1. There's maybe like a couple boys here that cover, well, just fail them anyway, even regardless. Heavy bolters. Well, the last 2 will have cover at least, so that's easy. 3s with no rerolls. These are all 3-ups. 7 dice. Dead. Don't do anything with my Stormbolter, so that's fine. Shooting into combats, because we must. Although I actually can shoot there. Which is the character here?
The one with the black backpack.
The black backpack. So I can actually see him anyway. So that's a consideration, depending on how badly the middle goes. I can't give you ignore cover, so we'll just start with the Castigator for ignore for +1 AP.
Into who, sorry?
Into the middle.
I'll just free armor if contact.
Sounds good. So that 2 is twin linked. That many. So 7 from the autocannon.
So quickly, another huge aspect of Terraform that pops up in these games is Terraform is one of those fun little uncapped missions where you can score a boatload of points. Jordan just came out and scored 14 primary this turn for holding 3 objectives and having a Terraform, which is going to put him into a position where he can start just absolutely pushing for points for his team. I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of swing points-wise, given what we've heard of the other games, is actually going to dictate the pace of the play for the teams and how they're pairing up. I will get some more updates, though, on what the teams are looking like and everything in that regard. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Another really good example here, while we're talking about secondaries, is Cleanse. Obviously a nice easy one, given where Jordan's feeling comfortable. Triumph is just cleansing. Doesn't have any guns, doesn't really want to get to combat in any capacity. And Cleanse has been occurring up there as well with Canoness. Again, those Canonesses are just scoring point after point after point as the game continues on. Recover assets might be a difficult one, requiring you to do an action in your deployment zone, in the middle of the board in no man's land, and in your opponent's deployment zone. For each one of those you do, these complete at the start of your next command phase. You score 2 points. It's a very difficult objective. Again, it can work occasionally, but I personally think it's one of the weaker ones in the deck. The kind of one that you don't really want to draw unless you're already firmly ahead of a situation. So we will cut back to Jordan and Zakk and see how this turn is progressing out. But as Zakk kind of alluded to, this game seems to be going very downhill for him very quickly. So let's see, as we move into turn 4, how those final scores begin to look.
They're there, so they can see the whole unit. But you are getting AOC, so it's 6
Awesome.
They're all in half range, so at least I think they are. Maybe after casualties. No, all in half, so 5 die.
Yep.
Val's rockets. That's
5 would be the squad. Except
and then just the character. Cool. So there's 2 rockets on the character. I think they're AP2 base, so maybe AP3 now. But I can double check that depending on what you roll.
How many saves?
2 from Val's rockets. Won't matter with those. Grenade launchers. Reroll from Val. Strength 9, so 2s with rerolls from Val. These I think are AP2, so AP3 with the +1 from Cassie. So D3 damage is 2. And then Val's Heavy Bolter, which we didn't spend any miracle dice on. I'm actually going to let it fail. And you get 1 wound at AP2.
Damage? 2. He's dead.
Cool. Cool. We shoot into Sanguinor. So still hitting on 3s because they're going for combat, but +1 a hit because we've taken a wind. 2s between them, but it doesn't matter. 5 at AP1.
Takes 1.
Cool. Is it a 2-up save, I guess? Yep. Nice. And 3.
So he's down to 3.
Yep. Heavy bolters. Again, hitting on 3s because of the +1. I'll leave 1 in for sustain. And also +4 to wound from below half, so 2s to wound. Doesn't matter when you roll those. And you've got 4 more saves.
4 more?
Yep. Just think 1s again. So yeah, he really didn't want to live. And that is all I have done.
Please, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just...
So scoring it up, cleanse, recover was going to be this lady and that one that didn't shoot. So there's no way to kill that or her, so we just put recover. Well, anyway, but your secondaries. You don't hold any objectives, unfortunately.
So I just discard. I'll just pick another one because I'm just going to discard it.
Mark for death, yep. So draw and mark for death and recover, and we're going to discard overwhelming force. You can probably kill both of them.
Yep.
Do you want to just charge? We'll say you just charge and kill both of them.
I'm just going to charge and kill.
Yeah. We'll say you kill both of them. Because she doesn't have her in-roll anymore, and you definitely like that unit turbo kills it. So my recover then goes off. Next turn I'll hold 4. I don't. Does it cap at 15 points? No, not that. That. Does it cap at 15 or? Looks like it does. Yep, caps at 15. Cool. So that this is that. Secondaries. Area denial just happens. Sabotage. I'll just do in 3 areas. Or I'll do it here. She'll just walk in there just to make sure she doesn't die. Sabotage. I mean, I can probably shoot there, but like, I don't think there's a world where I kill that whole. They get 1 point. Like, if Val had charged, it would be worth me trying to play that out and see what happens. But with those dead, that Castigator's probably not doing much shooting. You're going to AOC anyway. We've got triple direct. Like, I don't know. We maybe probably should roll at it because it's teams, but. How much time do we have? We probably should just roll it out and see what happens anyway. So I assume that's all dead.
Yep.
Do you want to charge them and put them where you want them?
Sure. I'll just roll your dice quickly.
Yeah. Cool. So you're going to have to bait.
So they would move 12 and then just go in. Probably go in over this side.
What an absolutely brutal turn for the Blood Angels. Sisters just decimating all of their army. Sanguinor picked up All the Death Company in the middle picked up. Sanguinary Guard picked up. Even the backfield infiltrators picked up. The entire board is just barren of Space Marines, while the entire Sisters Force just continues to roll over and take its claim, basically. Given how the scoring is working, I estimate that Jordan will max primary or get very close to it. He will hold 1, 2, 3. He will hold 3 objectives, so another 14 points there. We'll put him at a whopping 42. And then with one more secondary draw, he may be able to push this game into a 20-0. Let's go back to the players as they continue to wrap it up. They seem to be talking, speeding the game up, just getting it towards the end of the turns, and we should get a final result very, very soon for you.
Who doesn't fit.
Yeah, sure.
And then everyone, like,
Yeah,
you've got 4 visible.
I just thought there was still, look, you can still see me down the line though.
For sure, but it means you kill a couple models, and then I lose most of my activations.
Sure.
It's just a smarter way to do it, just to be more realistic. Just because we're like, I'm rushing you with time, and you'll do that anyway.
Fine, then.
So that would die, right? That would be dead.
Cool.
You can even consolidate behind the objective. So I think, as in like those models can consolidate closer.
Yeah.
But there.
Like this.
If they can touch, they have to touch, but like it just ends closer. So like that pulls one model out. So I've got 3 models that are visible, and then we'll just roll that out and see what happens. I normally wouldn't bother, but just because.
Oh, you're fine.
If it's 4 points, might matter. Does it even matter for the differential? 92.49. It would matter for the differential. 92.45. So that's currently 47 points. So if you get that, it is a differential because it drops it to 43 instead of 47. So we'll give it a crack. Trump's going to move up and give this an aura. Oh, RIP Cherub.
So we'll say I'm out of time then, because that would take 3
No,
hours
just
of rolling 40 dice. It takes that long.
I mean, you're only going to... No, that's fine. Like, we got time. 10, 2... So it's not even going to get to C because of that we've done that. This one just wants to get within 24. She's going to be a pivot. Val's going to move her 10. 10. 10.
Okay, so as you heard there, 92 to 49 is the projected score currently. 49 points looks to be the end of Zakk's scoring without additional secondaries coming in on turn 5. So currently we will sit there and that could potentially swing up a little bit. Jordan sitting on 92 points. At the end of his turn 5, in his turn 5 rather, I should say, he will be scoring an additional, I believe, 14 points, bringing him up to a whopping, maybe even more actually. No, because the Death Company are OC 0. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. That's a really interesting point that's come up. Death Company being OC 0 means that he actually held 4 objectives there for a whopping 18 primary. So 28 points plus, talking about 46 primary kicking. Plus 25, that will put us currently at 71. If my math serves well, which I believe it does in this case. 71, 81, and then an additional 11 points from secondaries. We'll have him currently standing at 92. So I'll scan back to them just to see how these Death Company end up getting on. But that's the current look so far going into Jordan's turn 5.
Squeeze, reroll 1. So 3 ups. 1 damage per fail.
Then Jono, yeah, it's still in 1 wound.
Hero. A couple Storm Altars. Nothing. Reroll 1. Nothing. Val with whatever's left. Him actually saving that field map, probably worse. Just because it means Val will shoot with him at 18. So Val's not in 18, but that doesn't matter because she doesn't shoot in 18. Melters, I guess, or Val's Heavy Bolter. Sustain, Strength 6. So you've got 3, these are neg 2 ignore. Yeah, these are neg 2 ignore cover this time. Because Castigator plus Immolator. Just 1 damage each, it's a Heavy Bolter.
So 2 feather cards, is it 110?
So it just kills that wounded boy. Yep. And then we'll do Melters. Shut up, clock. Reroll. And choose. AP 5 ignore. So 6. So you just go straight through, right? Yeah. None of it's half range. The order would have mattered, dummy, but just do it in the worst possible order.
You sure?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Just want to roll it?
No, that's fine. Just go. So 1 and then 3. So one guy takes 3 field no pains.
These are D6, yeah.
Yeah, these 6. So one guy takes 3 field no pains if you want to roll those.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, actually he takes 1 because he's on 1 wound.
Oh no, you killed him from the
Oh,
last
killed him.
time.
Yeah, cool. So 3 on one boy.
So 3.
Yeah. Dead. And then 3 on another boy for the 4. And then the 5 is 4 dice. And then the 6 is 5 dice, so it just works out well. Yeah, 6.
5?
I think so.
4?
Because 5 wounds went through. Killed.
Yeah, so
Killed. 4? No, only 4. Only 4. Only 4. Plus the one that was dead. Val, so 5 total.
Sweet.
Grenade launchers. And reroll because Val.
I feel like I didn't. Yeah, no, he's over.
Twos with rerolls from Val. So you get 3 neg. 3 ignore covers, and then Val's rockets, reroll, and then 2s. So these are neg 3 for D3 damage. Good. And these are neg 3 ignore cover for D6. So the D6, we'll just use the 6 so that you don't have to bother with the Inferno Pains.
Then just pass me another model if you're cool with that.
And then indirect, so first indirect that's not rerolling. 5. 1 hit. No rerolls. The next indirects. I'll double check they're in range, but I'll just start rolling it quickly. I'll just roll them at the same time, just to expedite the process. So 8 plus 4 is 12. So let's just roll 6 twice. So 4s, and then 2s reroll 1s. And you have 4 saves at neg 4, ignore cover. And then the other half. And not necessarily, it's D6s. And then 2 more at neg 4 ignore cover, but AOC, so it's actually 5 ups. Were there any 5s in that batch? I think you got at least 1 5.
Sure.
So we'll just say
So
it's 3 dice, yep. And I didn't do it properly, so we'll just roll them rather than miracling any of them.
Dead.
And then I'd miracle the last one, because that would at least be not doubling up on which vehicle is using it.
That's me tabled.
4. The character would have more wounds, right? So the last one is a 5, because I've already spent the 6. So he would have 4 field no pains to take.
4?
And I've got to double check I was in range. It was definitely in range.
Takes 3 damage.
Cool, so he's on a wound?
1 wound, yeah.
Cool. So you auto pass and you just fall on. Cool. Didn't change anything, but we almost changed. Yoy. Oh, but we were quick. We did it anyway. We actually had time. There we go. Didn't even have to rush it. So you auto pass. You just walk on. Can you do recover if you only have 1 unit? Is there like a exception for it?
Is that a second?
We said we discard marks.
Yeah.
Well, was this after discard? Wait, did we draw 3? No. So we would discard marks.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then you would draw cleanse. So you get cleanse.
Cool.
But maybe if recover has like a 1 unit option, we can check the actual card.
Yeah.
Because you just recover if that is an option, right?
I think recover is 1 for 3, right?
Well, it's deployment zone, middle, and enemy, but
Yeah.
it might have a caveat, like if you only have 1 model, you can either discard it or...
Get 35.
If there are fewer than
points.
2 units, you can discard it.
Okay.
So maybe we just draw a different secondary, and if it's better than cleanse, you do that. Maybe you get like something interesting, like you get extend battle lines. I think you can do with 1 model.
So discard, recover.
Yep. And what do we get? Please tell me extend. That'd be funny.
Secure.
Secure. Oh, cool. Well, that's the same. So you get 2 points and cleanse. So you get 4 points. Lucky we checked the card.
Alrighty. So 92.53.
Yep. There you go. Actually, look, checking that card was a differential. Good thing we checked.
Well played, mate. That was.
Yeah. Like I think the only way that this would have been different is if you just sent it. And it's like obviously very easy to say like it's different because then I just wrap it in Gresval and like it's a completely different game. But I think it just kind of played into what I needed, which is I want to get rid of all the little gribblies.
You just do it so fucking efficient.
And all my gribblies, they res. Yeah.
Well, it's a cool list, man. Honestly, I haven't like I felt helpless, like in a good way, like from like there was nothing I could really felt like I could do after I hadn't overcommitted early.
Yeah.
Overcommitted, but
I think maybe like if you'd ingress turn 2, there would have been a charge on just some chaff.
I was thinking too short game.
Yeah.
That's definitely 100% where I should have gone in.
But there's like, you kind of collapse a lot of that, but Val comes in a turn earlier, kills all of that, and then starts pushing middle sooner as well. So again, like it's so much changes. It's just like with those, I snapped that up.
Okay, everyone, and with that, I think we have hit the conclusion of the game. A few good secondary draws there from Zakk, with Martyrs being the last Blood Angel on the board, scoring him a whopping 4 secondary objectives from Secure No Man's Land and Cleanse. Both players discussed it out. This ends up as a net result. Let me just pull it up for you on the WTC points in play here. 92 minus 53 divided by 5. Yeah. So it's 39-point differential, which will put us in the realm of, from memory, I think it's something around a 16-4. Not quite. Oh no, 40 points is a 40 points is an 18-2. So yeah, 17-3 to the Sisters of Battle in the end. And yeah, massive game. Sisters having so many tricks. I hope there was enough explanation on just how powerful some of those small, interesting chaff units were there. If you want a more in-depth conversation on this as well, our preview on Monday, towards the end, has a featurette on Jordan's list, where we went a bit more in depth in how it functions and moves on. So that is everything from round 4 in terms of the stream now. I will see if I can get some overall scores between these two teams as they are coming in, because I would love to see how this game plays out in relation to the rest of the team. So we've got, drum roll please, Rekroots currently, their World Eaters beat Chaos Demons 12-8. With Jordan's list going into Zakk's, that will put Team Factory Blue up 5 points going in. And I will go grab a quick double check on a couple of other scores while I leave the players discussing the rest of the game.
The Baristas place took so long to get that order yesterday as well. It's like 2 guys working.
The sushi was very quick, so
orders
I think that's the plan. That's the plan. All right, let's put these back.
This is the first game where I had to change my plan. Normally, the dialogue just sits back here for the whole game. But with you,
Okay, everybody. Now that the game has wrapped up, I just wanted to give a loose discussion of where things are at in terms of the teams. It looks like Taylor Hill's Thousand Suns will be going down 16-4 to Oscar Curry's Custodes. Necrons and Votan I couldn't get a read on, unfortunately. Jackson Barnard and Casey Bryant, it appears to be 12-8 to the Demons. And with the Zakk score in, it looks, unless Necrons are absolutely destroying Leagues of Votan, it looks like this round should be a Rekroots victory. I will get one more confirmation, see if I can try and flag down that game for you. Just get you the best up-to-date data we possibly can for the event. and see where we go from there. In the meantime, let's have a bit of a discussion previewing into round 5 for everyone. For those that don't know, we're going to take a quick break. If memory serves me well, the original ending time for, or the original time for the rounds was approximately 2 p.m. Was it 2 p.m. round 5? I believe we're pushing that back to 2:15 or 2:30. I will get confirmation on that before we end and go to a break. Like how big? I just got confirmation that the Necron game is a large win.
It's in the 16 to 20 range.
16 to 20 range. So, in that regard, that would potentially cancel out Taylor's matchup. We may be on for a draw. Rekroots may be able to sneak a draw depending on how the Chaos Demon Space Marine game ends up. So there's a lot to play for in terms of those scores. I will cut to the entire, see if there are any other rounds that are submitted that we can confirm. So O'Neill's and their lovers will be going up, which will put them into the 3-1 bracket. We've got as well our other undefeated team floating around was, where are they? The Glen 20Os will comfortably go up against, having a brutal round against Hyperion with 1, 2, 3 20-0s, a draw and an 11. They will be playing in that 3-1 bracket as well. Rekroots, even if they do take the loss, will be at a 3-1 bracket. And we could end up with 3 teams on 3-1 going into that final round. So, and 3 wins and 1 draw going into that final round. So, if I look at the current standings, O'Neill's and Glen 20s have secured it. If Rekroots lose, they will be at 3 wins, 0 losses, still with a chance, which would be a shame for them because that would potentially end their run at first place. Down under Factory Blue still have the ability to, if they would win, would put them into the 3 wins, 1 draw bracket. And if there's a draw total, Rekroots will stay in the 3 wins, 1 draw bracket, and Factory Blue will go to ostensibly the 3 wins bracket. Sorry, I am considering myself quite a bit of a numbers man at the moment, which is awfully perverse of me. So, in terms of how that's going to play out, it looks to me like the top will be somewhat secured. It will come down to a bit of a tiebreaker. Currently, in terms of points, the O'Neills and their lovers seem to have a fairly, like a 9-point differential over the Glen 20-0s. Rekroots, depending on their score here, may actually have a higher differential over them in addition. So there is a lot to play for coming into the rounds. What I will do is get another score check, see if I can confirm a few more of these scores. As we are over time, games should be wrapping up, and then we will go from there. How does that sound? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching, thank you so much for your patience as I figure that one out. And momentarily, I should have the final round results. Okay, current other rounds, we seem to have Hall of Heretics going down to the Pantheon. Inner Westhammer took up against the Rekroots Goon Squad. We've seen a massive amount of large swing games in this round. Terraforming seems to be just one of those missions that can have some really high uptick potential. So we have confirmed actually the other way around. Sorry, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor Hill has won 20-0 into Custodes.
12-8 to Demons, likely to stay around that number.
12-8 to Demons, and then a large win to Necrons will mean the Rekroots actually win the round. My apologies. I thought Thousand Suns were actually behind on Custodes, based on the information I was being told throughout the round. But that looks like Rekroots will win this round, putting them at 4 wins. So they will be going in, presumably up against, if my memory serves me well, presumably up against either the Glen 20 Nils or O'Neills and their lovers for the win. Some team will have to beat Rekroots in order to prevent them from winning the tournament. So it's their tournament to lose right now, which is a very exciting, thrilling conclusion as we've been watching them throughout the tournament. I will, at this point, say that that is how things are planning out. We are going to take a quick break here at the Pantheon Sydney Sept-ember Slam Teams Tournament, and we will be back on the air at approximately 2:15. So 2:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time will be our return to stream for round 5 of the tournament. In the meantime, thank you for joining us as we take a short break.